welcome back. That's going to trip over. Is he going to get there in time? Ah, so close. Oh, they didn't even hear it. Oh, you're getting wise to it now.
Dude, I'm on top of it.
Professional.
I'm on top of it, bro.
Professional. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's another Technical Alpha podcast. It is Thursday, June the 13th, 2019. My, Mr. Black. E3 has come and gone. I mean, technically it's over at the end of today. But that's like the show floor stuff.
It lingers.
That's going on. No more crazy announcements are about to pop up out of nowhere or anything like that. All the bulk of the announcements and the conferences and everything, that's all been pretty much handled. And so we've got lots to talk about today. Lots to talk about indeed. But before we jump into that, how is OTT this week?
Busy.
Alive?
Yeah. I got some sleep last night, so that was good.
Good.
I got the prio ticket bump up.
Right. So now you're really not worried about.
Now I don't worry anymore. I don't stress anymore. The biggest thing about that was I can start in the morning, grind it 10, 12 hours, and then I'm done the latest by like 8 p.m. my time.
Which means you can actually like just chill, spend
time with my son before he goes to bed. And get it, like, I'm out, like, every night I'm drained. So I'm out cold by sometimes 11 p.m., the latest midnight. And then I wake up between 6:30 and 7 a.m., and then I start the stream at 7 a.m. Eastern.
Do it all over again.
Do it all over again, baby. so it's been good. Like, I'm starting to get a little bit of structure over the last few days.
It's kind of funny. I was just, like, the word you just used there, structure. It's kind of funny how because of the queue and everything else, it's kind of, like, forced a schedule to how it all goes because everyone's there.
Exactly.
And it ends up, so it, in some weird way, even though you're like streaming for really long periods of time, I feel like you're getting more sleep and downtime than when
it's like having a boss. It's like having the regular 9 to 5 again.
Exactly.
Where somebody's basically telling me when I should play.
Yeah.
Like now, since I have more freedom, I can virtually play when I want. I'll wait a little bit, but I'm so used to that structure now because the queue for the first 45 days was telling me, if you want to play, this is the only time you can.
So get up early.
It forced me, and now I'm so used to getting up early. I wake up without my alarm now, the latest 7 a.m. every morning.
That's the way to be.
I don't even need to have an alarm, but I set my alarm for 6:30. If I'm feeling good, I'll get up. If not, I'll go back to sleep. I'm up by 7.
Just leave the curtains open and get up with the sun.
That's it. And it's rough when I first get up, but I'm so used to it now. And there's so much more to my day. I get so much more done.
Yeah.
Like I've already streamed this morning for like 8 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we do this. It's like a full day, and I'm not even tired. It's like my day is the energy level right now. It could be the coffee.
Energy.
Yeah.
Menergy.
So that's been good. Feels like a real job for once, if you want to say the word real job. But
amazing what a schedule will do.
Yeah. No, that's what it is. Like, I think a lot of streamers, since we're not forced to do that, we just kind of stream all the time, or when it's convenient to us. Like if we want to sleep in, we're like, fuck it, I'm gonna sleep in, and then you sleep in. You have to start late, and then you're like, well, now I have to stream late, and then it's the vicious cycle. But then when someone's telling you have to be here, well, it's either that or you don't work, right? So
those are your options.
Those are your options.
Take your pick, take it or leave it.
So it was like a double-edged sword. It's actually been more of a blessing than a curse. Than
exactly,
anything.
Yeah.
So
I know. I would like to eventually start doing that, and when I move, that will probably be when it happens.
Yeah.
Until then,
well, you might have to.
My life right now is just stream as long as I'm actually awake. And then if I'm not streaming, I've relaxed for like a little bit. But I mean, for me right now, I'm doing anything and everything to keep my mind off of what's coming up over the next couple of weeks, and then get through that, and then worry about life afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, that means I've eaten way too much Subway. I've eaten way too much. Dude, I'm on way too much Jesse's. I'm like, bro, the amount of burger and chicken fingers that I have consumed in the last couple weeks.
It's a lot.
Is a lot.
Dude, it's probably going to be worse.
I have been unintentionally intermittent fasting now for about 3 weeks.
Me too.
Where
I have been.
Because I've been going to bed so late.
Yeah.
And then waking up so late, and then by the time I get to eating, I'm kind of on like the 16-8 split intermittent fast without even intentionally meaning to be. But the difference being, of course, that when you're doing that stupid fast bullshit, they're like, well, you want to wake the stomach up with some bone broth, and just really don't mix your carbs and your fats and everything. And for me, I just like 16 hours later, I'm like, time to get some Subway.
Time to eat fresh.
That foot-long first thing hit my stomach in 16 hours.
3,000 calories of sub, and then call it a day. Let's hibernate on that.
But otherwise, I've just been playing Final Fantasy 14, continuing to enjoy myself. Community on Twitch is fantastic. I've been rated more times in the last 7 days than I have in like the last 3 years.
That's it. There you go.
The community is
found a home.
The community is great. So that's been awesome, and I've been trying to take my time for the first time in a long while to actually go and spend time in other people's streams.
Yep.
Instead of just exiting the stream and then leaving the office or whatever. If I don't have any other downtime things, I just go and I've just been looking for streamers to hang out and chat and merge with communities, and already resulted.
You read my book? Oh, that's right.
Well,
you edited it.
I didn't have much choice there. I edited it, so and apparently missed an entire page that was duplicated once. So that's pretty impressive.
Was there an entire page?
Not an entire page.
Okay,
no.
I was gonna say, it was like 2 lines.
It was like 2 lines. It was like 2 sentences within 4 lines of each other that I somehow didn't pick up on.
Hey, and you and my other editor.
And the other, it was impressive.
Yeah, I got it fixed though.
Oh, that's good. So anyone who has the first edition,
well, you got to
shadow box it.
There you go. Hold on to that. That's a rare copy.
It's like the Charmeleon with the purple toenails and the Pokemon cards.
I used to have one of those.
So did I.
I used to have one.
Like the little fuck up cards.
Yep. Yeah, there was quite a few of those fuck up cards in Pokemon. Like
mostly in the first edition, like the first run stuff that they did. Yeah, there was a lot of that stuff. And if you had them, like Fat Pikachu and shit, and like all the other weird nonsense that they had. Yeah, there was some of those. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Technical Alpha E3 2019, which. Just to kick it off, what I have written down here, and it's true. Jeff Gerstmann.
You know what? Since E3 is going to take a while, let's do the other subjects first. Do we have any other subjects?
I actually have nothing for movies and TV because all I've done is E3 this week, and I haven't even looked at I didn't even get a chance to finish Chernobyl.
All right. So movies and TV, there's nothing that's going on right now.
Yeah, I
so
looked at Screen Rant, and there was nothing for 4 pages.
There's like quite literally 0. And I started Chernobyl last night, so I'm only 1 episode in.
How did you like the first episode?
It was really well done.
Yeah.
The dialogue was good.
Yeah.
Acting was good. Just the intensity of it was good. It was almost like you could feel the urgency of like and like the weight of what the fuck was going on, and like people. Because you know how fucked up shit is gonna be.
Yeah, well, some people might not actually know. Like, they might know about Chernobyl.
Yeah.
But their knowledge of Chernobyl might, like, start and stop with nuclear reactor problem.
Yeah.
Now it's a no-fly zone.
Well, now we're seeing what...
So those people might actually get more out of it. But the more you know, like I think I said this a couple of podcasts ago when I first started seeing it, was the more you know about Chernobyl in reality, the harder it is to watch the show.
Yeah. See, I don't know much, so I'm just watching it. And then there'll be people that's like, oh, well, it's, what they said is incorrect and blah, blah, blah. I don't worry about that. I'm just watching the show.
For somebody like yourself who really likes podcasts, did you know that they have a companion podcast for that show that actually talks about what actually happened on the show, and then the stuff that they changed and why they changed it from reality?
I didn't know that.
They have a
What's the name of that
podcast?
You know?
I don't know. I only know that they do have one. I'm sure you can probably find it.
Somebody in
easy.
chat here knows, and you can say it, and we'll give it a shout out so people can go watch it.
Yeah, because that's pretty cool. Because obviously, with this, they were bordering on docudrama with this.
Yeah.
Well, I think you probably just call it a docudrama, honestly, because there wasn't that much that they.
It's definitely dramatized to some degree, for sure. I mean, it's TV.
Like, but you don't really have to, dramatize
it's already
nuclear
bad.
fallout.
Yeah, it's already
pretty.
It's already pretty bad.
But yeah, so other than that, I didn't have anything.
Yeah,
well,
there's
TV.
nothing there, and then obviously the big topic.
Oh, you want to talk about Dr. Disrespect?
Is Dr. Disrespect? I mean, if we don't talk about it, we're stupid.
Well, yeah, I have it written down. We can definitely talk.
Well, let's just do everything else, and then E3 is just gonna be E3.
Just give her the business. All right, I don't know if there's anything. I want to double check if Doc was the only other one here. No, he's the only non-E3 topic.
And I mean, coincidentally enough, he's still at E3.
It was still at E3. So theoretically,
still E3.
Still E3 content.
Yeah.
So for those of you who somehow don't know about this, and there's probably a few people, because not everyone, lives and breathes fucking Twitter and everywhere else, digesting all of this random information. Dr. Disrespect was tasked with having like his first ever IRL stream on Twitch. And the whole concept of it was going to be the doc at E3. He had some other dude with him who was like 5'8" and 240-pound, like yoked out of his juiced mind, and then the camera guy. And so the little guy was supposed to be like, the funny bit was it's supposed to be the bodyguard. He was supposed to be like the whatever. And Doc, of course, just towers the fuck over this guy. And then the whole dynamic was just Doc in character at E3, walking around doing whatever. I watched it for about 5-7 minutes. And it was towards the beginning of the stream that when I watched it, and the first thing, and this will turn into what we're gonna get to, what everybody already knows about. But the first thing that I noticed watching him was body language wise. So he's in Doc,
Yes.
but he came across as quite nervous, super fucking fidgety with his hands, and I think a lot of it was because, for once, he was walking around E3, and not everyone knew who the fuck
Doc
this
was.
This wasn't TwitchCon. Not
Yeah.
everyone knew who the fuck Doc was.
Yeah.
So you had some 6'8" dude wearing a fucking fake flak jacket and standing out like a mullet and a fucking mustache with a midget bodyguard and a cameraman walking around E3, and not everyone knows who the fuck Dr. Disrespect is.
Yeah.
So no matter how used to you are to being on camera behind your desk, where in like your home court where everyone knows you are,
Yeah.
you put on a character that eccentric over the top in public where not everyone knows you, it's
Yeah.
a different ball game. And if you're not used to it, you're gonna get a little fucking antsy.
Of course. Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was definitely fucking antsy. It was the first thing I noticed right away when I watched it. And it within that 5 minutes, he also approached somebody. It was like a random dev or a random business guy who was actually just out on the floor and just walked up. They were already having a conversation with somebody else, and Doc just, again, like nervously, injects himself into this conversation and starts talking about, what $1 million deal are we talking about, et cetera, the usual Doc, whatever, and goes into the spiel. And it kind of like awkwardly came together at the end, and then the guy was like low-key burning Doc on the side and shit, and Doc was like trying to like play. It was like he handled it well in character, but at the same time, all I could see this whole time was that he was out of his element entirely.
Yeah.
And so I say all of that, not to defend the guy, but I think that he was
Desperate?
not
Like he just
not
he really
desperate,
had to
but I
go
don't
over the
think-
top?
But I think he was so caught up in thinking about what he was doing all the time, not
Yeah.
in the sense where he was like overanalyzing everything, but he wasn't logically thinking
wasn't
about
thinking
what he was
straight.
doing.
Yeah, he
All
wasn't.
he was thinking of was stay in Doc. What
Yeah.
would Doc do?
Yeah.
Go, and then nothing else was fucking in his head, right? Because otherwise, I don't know. But that was pretty much what I noticed in the 5-7 minutes I watched. So what ended up happening was, I say all that for you if you don't know, he went into and filmed in the bathrooms, I think 3 times in
It
total.
was 3 or 4, but I know 3 minimum.
We know of 3. I don't, because there's video, I think, of 3.
Yeah.
But some people have said 4, but it doesn't really matter. Like one would
Even
have been
one?
enough.
Yeah.
One would have been enough, but we're at least at 3. He goes in and he had different bits every time he went in to a bathroom that he was
Something
doing.
about diarrhea one
of them,
time.
because the hot diarrhea, that's a Doc trope on his stream where, if he's got to take a shit, it's never just take a shit. It's like, I've got hot, fiery diarrhea. He's like, whatever. And he's saying this shit out loud, and nobody in the bathroom knows who the fuck Doc is.
Yeah.
And all they're seeing is, again, this 6'8" fucking dude dressed up with a mullet and a mustache talking about hot, fiery diarrhea with a cameraman, and everyone else is just taking a piss and washing their hands and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So it was super cringe, like a crazy cringe to watch. But also impressive that he even found the balls to fucking do that in the first place. And so he does that 3 different times, and one of those times, unfortunately. So before we even get to the worst part about this, it's illegal to film in a public bathroom.
Of course, yeah. Privacy issues.
In almost everywhere in North America.
yeah. For obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons, right? Nobody in there, nobody really knew who Doc was, so they wouldn't know the context of what was going on there. They didn't agree to be
Did you know how
on
many
camera.
thousands of people were watching
And this was live. This wasn't like they
Can
were
you
recording.
imagine if somebody, like, listen, there's been times where I've been at a urinal,
Yeah.
and I, like, turn from the urinal quickly as I'm whipping my dick back in my pants.
Yeah, just catch a
I
shot
mean,
of
it could have
dick.
just catch the dick
Well,
live.
that's what I was like, because there was a couple of pictures going around where there's like 2 cameramen in the washroom.
Yeah.
There's one guy who's like leaning back, getting like the best shot of Doc and his bodyguard taking a piss ever, and then another guy from like an off angle shooting the other cameraman, shooting Doc and the bodyguard. And when the doc first walks into one of the bathrooms, there's basically a fucking. He looks like he might have been 14 years old.
Yeah, he's underage.
He was underage, and if not, he is the biggest baby face and baby body of all time.
He's underage.
He's underage. So you have a minor.
He was wearing a Mario costume.
Yeah,
he was underage.
So, which surprised me because at E3, that's
17 or older.
Yeah.
I do believe to get a ticket to go in there. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is.
Somebody
but
posted something in there, but then I also saw on some other live streams of people that were definitely under 17.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly how that works. I don't know if it was.
I had never known. I mean, I know that E3 in the last couple of years opened itself up more to the public, kind of like Gamescom does.
Yeah.
But I've never really known that was a place that anyone under the age of like 20 was even thinking about going to E3.
Because it's more of
just off their radar.
Yeah.
It's something for like the older crowd or like really diehards or journalists and things like that are interested in that stuff. So anyway, doesn't matter. There's a minor in the bathroom taking a piss at the urinal.
Yeah.
And for a second, it looked like when the doc goes in for that one, for a second, it looked like Doc recognizes when he's walking because basically the cameraman is at the back side of the bathroom where the sinks are, and it's a straight shot to the urinals.
Right, and there's the kid right there.
And there's a kid right there, and the doc's out in front, and for a split second, to me, it looked like he knew, and he was trying to block him with his body.
Yeah.
Turns around, but he didn't get it, but he can't. Like, it would make it even more obvious if the doc was like looking over his shoulder, trying to like line it up.
And then he kind of moves to the right, and the camera kind of pans over because he's trying to get like, don't film this.
I think that's what it was. I
hope that's what it was going.
That's what it looked like anyway, right? Because there was no other reason for the doc to really do that. Or
maybe it just registered at that point, like, oh shit, I probably shouldn't be filming in a bathroom.
It's entirely possible.
As soon as he saw a kid, he's probably like, whoa.
Now I'm really fucked.
Now maybe he just didn't think up until that point that he was doing anything wrong, but at the same time. He also probably didn't get to see his chat because he was walking around. Because his chat was probably like bathroom, TOS, ban. Guaranteed.
Again, the only thing, I mean, I know everyone dogpiles Doc, obviously, because of his infidelity. He cheated on his wife. The whole debacle from a couple of years ago where...
But that's not illegal, and that's not like against terms of service or anything like that.
Like there were a lot of people that wanted to see him never on the platform, and they also hated the fact that he was still so popular when he came back because he did that, and they couldn't understand, they couldn't figure out why people would pay him the time of day because he did that.
Yeah.
And so that just gets, brought back out to be added onto this. But, I don't think... I want to give the doc more credit than he didn't know at any level, or didn't think that what he was doing was illegal or stupid.
Yeah,
I honest to God think, and this is not to exonerate him or to defend him. I'm just saying that after having watched that, even for the 5-7 minutes, he looked like he was using literally 110% of his brain capacity to not freak the fuck out and stay in character and just do some shit.
Yeah.
And I think he just was rolling with it, and it did not cross his mind at all.
I honestly think that's you're probably
because
right.
the doc...
He's not a stupid dude.
The doc isn't an idiot, and I don't think the doc would intentionally go, if nobody wants me to film them, take a piss, and the thoughts somehow went through his head.
Yeah. If one person said, dude, what the fuck are you doing in the bathroom? It probably would have been done right there, right?
100%.
You would think, right? Now, if you would think, like, dude, you can't film in here. What the fuck are you doing? Then he probably would have just been like, oh shit, yeah, I probably shouldn't film in here, right?
Unfortunately, it doesn't really matter how it happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
It happened.
Yeah, it happened.
And he's gonna have to deal with whatever comes down on him.
So what did come down on him? What do we know? I mean, his channel got banned.
So what we know right now is that
imagine.
We don't know to the lengths in which. I mean, Twitch had to ban the channel. They didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So the channel's down. As of this recording, anyway, this is what I know. Channel's down. E3 revoked his access.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
That happened the same day.
Oh shit!
When they found out about it. And then beyond that, I don't think I've seen, other than memes, a hell of a lot come out just yet. But obviously, this is going to develop over time, and we'll find out more. But people have been saying, how long do you think he'll be banned on Twitch? And I think it depends on a couple of things. First of all, you have to understand that no matter how much you hate the doc, and no matter how much he's done some crazy shit, at the end of the day, Twitch is going to look at him like he looks at a lot of other streamers that we've talked about on this podcast.
He's big business.
Who are a lot smaller than Doc. He's massive business.
Yeah,
he makes this website
millions,
a shitload of money.
Millions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that poses a big problem for Twitch by itself. If, this is my guess, if the authorities get involved, because it is illegal where this event was held to film in a public bathroom, the fine is $1,000 and up to 6 months in jail. If a minor is involved, 2,000 and up to a year. So he has to dodge that bullet first. Let's assume that one of those two scenarios play out. He's not going to go to jail.
No.
But he'll pay the fine.
Yeah, of course.
If the authorities get involved, I think that dramatically increases the ban time on Twitch, if not permanently.
Yeah. Well, because then it's headlines. I mean, it's already headlines, but then it's like really headlines.
But I think the permaban is going to be less about the authorities getting involved and more about if the parents of the minor, if they find out, if they sue Doc.
Yeah.
Then I think he's permanently fucked on Twitch. Because that will be big, big news. It's one thing if the state gets involved and be like, all right, well, here's your fine and you fucked up and it's stupid and whatever. Because it's a $2,000 fine. It's not. It is not. You would think that it might be more serious, but it's $2,000 fine. It's not. Nobody's dick got shown.
Yeah, no. It's like, yeah,
if
nothing.
that kid turned around and oops, I saw a 16-year-old's dick.
Then you're done.
Well, now you're super fucked.
Well, now you're done.
Now you're in jail because you just turned 60,000 people into low-key pedophiles. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. So my guess is if no authorities get involved, Doc is banned for between 1 and 3 months. If authorities get involved, but it's just a pay the fine and whatever, 3 to 6. If the parents get involved and sue Doc, he's gone. Period.
Yeah.
Twitch is going to axe him permanently. They have to separate themselves from the situation.
Yeah.
And I think that's the 3 scales of severity to this case.
So I guess the other question is, I wonder if he's been banned previously for any other things. Like, I don't know if this is his first time ever getting banned. Like if he's had any other strikes.
I don't think he's had,
because if not, then
I don't think this is a 3-strike scenario.
Yeah.
I think this is you filmed the minor in a bathroom, and then the parents came and sued you for filming their child in a bathroom in front of 60,000 people.
Yeah, it's probably bad.
You skipped the line on that one.
Yeah.
You don't get the, just don't do that 2 more times.
Yeah. I suppose.
That's just, and oddly enough, in that scenario, if you were a little bit of a smaller streamer, you might actually get away with it more. But because Doc is like, what would you call Doc? Top 3?
Yeah, I mean, he might even be. Yeah, he's definitely top 3 in visibility. Yeah, definitely top 3.
Yeah. No, it's not about subs or anything, but like in terms of visibility for Twitch as a platform.
Yeah,
he's top 3.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I saw it and I couldn't believe it. And obviously there's memes everywhere. I mean, even other big streamers are memeing the fuck out of them. There's a lot of angry people, content providers on Twitch, about the fact, like, how is Twitch going to play this one out? Like,
I don't know why they're angry. Like, inquisitive should probably be the word for it.
Yeah,
I know they are angry.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they're preemptively angry because they know he's not going to be banned.
Yeah.
So I think they're already like preparing mentally for it not being banned.
I think a lot of people.
Do you think he should be banned? I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
I think he should be, but not permanently.
Not permanently. Yeah. But the thing is, another, without saying who it was, another person on Twitter who is pretty prevalent, known.
Yeah.
They said, unfortunately, if Doc gets banned for a week or a month, he's gonna use it as a vacation, right? He's going to still be active on Twitter.
Well,
when he comes back, he's going to be bigger than he ever was. People are going to shower him with subs, shower him with donations, and it's almost like it's rewarded to a degree. There's no real consequence.
Well, they're looking at it like when a cop gets put on probation for doing some stupid shit.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like you're giving them a vacation. They're still getting paid.
Yeah.
And then they go back to work and do the same shit.
Yeah.
Do I think that if Doc comes back, he's going to make that mistake or pretty much any other mistake like that ever again?
No. He's not dumb.
I know Doc is an easy person to hate. I don't even like everything the Doc does to say. And obviously, I'm not a particular fan of him filming in public bathrooms. That's fucking stupid. That's like beyond stupid. Like my tweet was something along the lines of banking on your over-the-top character covering you for basically doing something illegal is a bold move.
Yeah.
It's a big bet.
Yeah.
You know,
it's not like he accidentally showed his own nuts or something like that.
No,
like he went
this
into
is-
a
this is
bathroom
other
and
people.
were literally taking shits.
Yes.
And a cameraman has the camera
yeah.
like literally going down and filming the feats.
Yes.
And Doc is literally standing there towering. He could literally just look down and see people shitting. You know, it is so tall.
Well, no, I can say this as a man who can do the same thing Doc can. You
Yeah.
can't actually see directly down into the stall. You can see the top 6 inches of the
hat?
other stall wall.
Oh, okay,
But
yeah.
you can't even see the person
yeah,
necessarily
I'm not saying
sitting
he was
underneath.
looking, but I'm
No.
saying you could. He
It
stands
looks-
out like a sore thumb.
He does. He stands out. It looks like you can see everything. You can't see. I can at least tell you that as a tall man. You can't. He's only like an inch and a half taller than I am. It's not enough.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of people are also saying it in chat, and also I've been seeing it on Twitter. There are cameramen, right? So there's a cameraman.
There's a lot going on here.
You know, I noticed that a lot of the Doc fanboys out there, and you can tell they're Doc fanboys. They were saying, you know, it's not Doc's fault. He wasn't the one filming filming the deed. He was just going in there doing the Doc thing, but he wasn't actually filming, so it's not his fault.
Yeah.
But I would counter. He knew what was going on.
Yes.
It's streamed on his channel.
That's such a weak ass.
He's gone in three at minimum 3 different times. It's just not going to fly.
All it does is it make the cameraman look bad as well.
Look bad,
because-
but he's not. The cameraman's unknown. Like
Yeah.
it's a you know
like just because the cameraman was the one who was doing it, like
Yeah.
filming it,
Yeah.
doesn't mean that Doc isn't like aware of what the fuck is going on.
yeah.
Right. Like,
and
that's
especially
just-
on his channel.
It's on his channel.
Yeah, that's like
Right.
me streaming, and then Adam comes over and he's fucking a chick in the background.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I'm just doing my job here, but I know there's fucking going on back here.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep going. It would have been different if he went in there and then he turned around. He's like, dude, you can't fucking film in here. Get out.
Yeah.
Then it'd have been fine, right? Then it's on the camera guy. But that wasn't the case.
No,
he was
'cause
partaking in the whole.
In Doc's mind, he was doing a bit.
Yes.
And I think that's all he was locked in on was
Yeah.
he was doing a bit, and all I think he in his head he was thinking this is just about me.
Yeah.
And if the cameraman isn't, I think he was banking a lot on the cameraman not filming a lot of shit that should have been just locked in on Doc. The problem is the camera's got a wide enough view angle; it's seeing everything. So like I don't know if Doc in his mind was thinking that it was gonna be like a webcam where you only see like 6 inches to the left and right of Doc.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
No,
It wasn't.
It's just the whole goddamn
the
bathroom.
whole fucking bathroom
yes,
is
yes.
in view.
It just felt so weird. Seeing, because I didn't watch any Doc stream, but I obviously watched the clips.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it
of
was
course.
weird seeing people take a piss and then turn around and like zip up their flies.
Yes,
And
exactly.
they're like looking at the camera and they don't know what the fuck. And they're all like, most of the people there seem like pretty like non-controversial or they don't like conflict. Like they just seem like they're kind of in their own.
Well, you're in a bit
and
of
you're
a
in bathroom.
vulnerable spot.
Yeah, you're in a very vulnerable. Like everybody just kind of seemed like like they didn't know what to do.
Like
They're
they were actually trying to get out of the way.
They
of the
get out of the way of the
like,
camera,
oh,
like-
sorry.
Yeah, well, my bad.
I'm just in here taking a piss.
Yeah, and it's so weird. Like people literally get off the urinal, and we all done this as guys.
You turn around and zip up.
and your dick just barely gets in your pants.
Yeah.
You're zipping up, and you're going to wash your hands or whatever.
Oh,
and there's a cameraman sitting right there, and you've got a 6'8" giant going, "I've got some burning diarrhea." Ah! And you're like, "What the fuck is going?" That's literally what was going on. What a gong show!
Oh my god.
Oh man, what a gong show!
And that
bro.
was really the crux of it, was that nobody really knew who the fuck he was.
You know, at TwitchCon, people in the bathroom probably would have been
Probably
like,
laughed.
"Hey, what
They
up,
were like
Doc?"
getting selfies
Yeah,
and
you
shit.
probably would have one dude that literally whip his dick
Yeah,
out. And be
yeah,
like, "Ah!"
trying to get
You
him
know,
banned.
Trying to get him banned, you know? But we're at E3, dude. It's
Nobody knows who you are, Doc.
Oh, fuck, dude. What a gong show.
Yeah, so so the Doc, like I was saying, the Doc is an easy person to hate for a number of reasons. One, he's successful, and as we all know, anyone with success is already easy to hate. Two, his character is an asshole from top to bottom.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think he's a likable asshole because I know it's a
I
character.
love
and
Doc.
He's so
He's funny as
fucking
fuck.
stupid, right?
Dude, his sticks are fucking hilarious.
But for people with a stick up their ass, as far as the character is concerned, not what Doc has done, but as far as the character is concerned, he's easy to hate for that reason too. Third reason, cheats on his wife. Apparently people are going to ignore the fact that he actually went out of character told the fucking world live.
That's tough.
About that shit.
And no one's perfect. It's nobody's business.
Nobody's
It's
business in the first place. But
yeah.
he went out and he did the shit.
Yeah.
He and his wife reconcile.
Yeah.
She's now part of his business more than she ever was before, and they seem to be fine from that in that degree. Any interaction I've ever seen between Doc and his daughter is the most adorable fucking shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Everything is like
I'm sure he's a good
great.
dude. Like,
But
yeah,
because that happened, you don't get a second chance there.
Yeah.
It's game over. So that's another reason to hate Doc. Now he's gone and done this shit. And so now it's like the people that already hated him, now it's like they're just, my God, they've got enough fuel to last a lifetime. Now they're going to be on a mission to make sure this guy is probably fucking charged as a pedophile or some shit.
That'd be ridiculous.
Like they're gonna go ham with it. So I guess in summary for me, it was fucking stupid, beyond belief stupid. I'm not to make excuses for him, but I think I can see why it happened. It doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
I
feel bad for him. Like, honestly,
why?
like, I feel bad because he's, like you said, it kind of makes sense. I mean, he might even come out. He hasn't said anything yet.
He's gonna have to eventually. Right now, he's probably waiting for the lawyer to go. Okay, this is what you can say.
That's literally what this is. Like, you know, he's lawyered up and everything else, right? But like, he's probably gonna come out and probably say something right along the lines of what you said. Like, he wasn't thinking. He was just doing his thing.
Which nobody's going to believe anyway.
No, but I would. I mean, it's the truth. Like, dude, I've been caught up, being a character or even being in certain social situations where it's awkward for me.
Yeah.
And I'm trying my hardest to fit in or trying my hardest to not stand out.
And the opposite happens.
And the opposite literally happens because I'm trying too hard.
You try so hard.
I overthink it.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what happened with him. I don't think he went in there to purposely go and film people using the bathroom.
His intent was not to film other
Hell
people.
no, it
in
just
the
happened
bathroom.
that way.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him because, you know, he's getting a lot of heat on this. Do I think he should be permanently banned? I would hope not, but I could see if they did. Should he be punished for it? Yes, absolutely. Especially since, listen, if we're going to sit here and we're going to complain about some of the girls that are doing what they're doing on Twitch, and it is technically, I guess, not against terms of service, even though it's like it is, but it's not.
It's like YouTube with their terms of service.
Yes,
it's like the terms of service are really just
it's
written so ambiguously that they can just whatever
pick whoever they want to for when the rules apply and when not.
Yeah, whenever it suits them
But
best.
if we're gonna complain about, you know, the ASMR streamers that are blowing on the microphones with their low-cut shirts or sitting in the back of the pool.
Obviously, this was a stupid thing to do.
Yes,
catastrophically stupid.
But if we're going to go against that in terms of service, we got to go against this as well, because not only is it against terms of, it's actually illegal.
Yes.
And there's likely, allegedly, we don't know the age, but come on. There's
a high probability.
A high probability.
Yeah.
There was a minor involved. It was in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
He needs to be punished in some way. I would hate to see Doc go out like this. And the thing is, even if he goes out like this, he's still the Doc. He'll go stream on YouTube. He'll you know, Mixer will fucking hire the god tier out of him and give some light to the website. I mean, no matter what happens, his career isn't finished. If anything, it might even get bigger to some degree, depending on how it plays out. But ultimately, I hope he's not gone. I mean, Doc is great. He's a great entertainer. It's a misstep. I think when you're live and you're on all the time, you're bound to make a mistake. You're bound to say something stupid at one point. You're bound to have a moment of being vulnerable. And I think we just saw it on the biggest scale because he's one of the biggest streamers out there.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he should be crucified for it. But I think also when you hold that much power in terms of influence, you have to be aware of what you're doing almost all the time because you're under a microscope, especially when you're Doc. Yeah. And you've got the type of fans that Doc has, which, let's be real, the vast majority of them are kids or teenagers, people with not the immaturity or the maturity level of an adult. Not saying that adults don't watch him. I occasionally do.
Yeah.
But they're going to blow things out of the water. They're going to meme the fuck out of you. They're going to do what they do to make your life hell because they want to see the drama unfold. And that's just the type of community that he has, and that's part of his shtick. And that's just the way it is. So I hope he's back. I hope he doesn't get sued. I hope that, you know, nobody was really hurt throughout this, or at least we don't think. But nothing major came out of it. It's just unfortunate, I think. It's a shitty deal, I think, for everybody.
Yeah, literally.
There was some shit in there for sure.
There was definitely some shit in there for sure.
Yeah.
the all we wait for now is how Twitch responds.
Yep.
And I do not envy.
Who's got to make that decision?
I don't envy the people at Twitch making that call.
They're going to be scrutinized either way. They
No
ban
matter
them.
what they do,
They ban them.
they're
Fucking.
fucked.
Oh my god!
It's
People
a
are gonna
lose for Twitch.
People are gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
If they don't ban them,
People are gonna go crazy.
fucking lose their goddamn mind. Especially the people that have been scrutinized or banned for much less.
Yeah,
like the
exactly, yeah.
people that get banned for, for dropping an F-bomb, the bad F-bomb,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
being misinterpreted the wrong way or whatever. They're gonna fucking lose their goddamn mind. They're gonna lose it.
Yeah, it's
Right.
That's a tough. It's tough.
Very tough.
I suspect we're going to see a 1 to 3 month. That's
I think it's gonna
my-
be 1 month. That's what I think.
That's my.
I think it'll be 1
That's
month.
my guess. If I had to guess, my guess is 1 to 3 months.
Yeah, I think it'll be 1 month.
And
And a public apology, some sort
again,
of,
no matter
thing.
how long the ban is, Twitch is going to catch fire for it. So it's
So there it is. It's unfortunate.
it's rough.
It's unfortunate, but yeah, that's kind of been stealing a lot of the headlines at E3 too.
Well,
coincidentally enough.
especially towards the end of it, right?
Yeah.
It at least within our sphere, right? You have to remember that in our social sphere, the people that we follow, that's what people are going to largely end up talking about when it happens. And so yeah, it has definitely taken up a lot of social media space, for sure. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see whenever we find out more. We'll talk about it on the podcast.
Yep.
But for now, Godspeed to Twitch, Godspeed to Doc, Godspeed to the lawyers, and
Godspeed.
Godspeed to everyone who is probably going to lose lots of sleep over this, whether the decision is a ban or not, because my God, a lot of people are seriously hung up on Twitch shit.
Yep.
It's wild. And now for more E3 stuff, but games, of which there are many.
Oh, before we go, if you guys are enjoying the podcast,
Yeah.
make sure to hit that like button right now.
Smash it.
Do all that fun stuff.
Bro, we got so many people coming from Spotify and iTunes and Google Play and all this to like the shit on YouTube, and they mention the comments every time. And I love it. Dedication
I love it.
is real.
That's what's up.
It's a hardcore
Technical
dedication.
alpha, man. We're 2 years deep.
Head on over, patreon.com/LikeTV. Maybe you got some StarCraft content you want us to cast. That's the way to do it.
There it is.
$5, you're in the door.
You're in the clear.
You're in the door. And if you want to just, help the podcast keep going financially, that's a really, it's actually the only way to really do it. Other than showing up to watch the stuff, that's pretty much the only way to do it. And you can, you might be able to get some stuff out of it as well. So definitely head on over there. We do greatly appreciate it, guys. It means a lot that you guys have been enjoying our content. Jeff.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I've got a novel here. I mean, I wrote like the Cliff Notes
I
version,
know.
and then I brought.
All right. Well, we're not going to talk about every fucking thing at E3. Let's just go with the big things.
There's not a lot there's a lot that doesn't need to be covered, right? I just brought this in case I forgot about something. I needed more elaborate notes. This was all the stuff. So for those who don't know, it didn't end up on the main channel, but all of my recaps of all of the conferences went to the Clips channel, Life's a Glitch TV 2 on YouTube. And then, of course, also out to the RSS feed. So lots of people caught it there as well. So we'll hit as many of the highlights as we can. Corpse, thank you for that super chat of $1. Appreciate it. Also one other thing on YouTube. If you are trying to get in on all this content and stuff on this, Life's a Glitch TV and Life's a Glitch TV 2, hit the bell icon so that you actually get notifications.
Boom.
And, maybe keep an eye out for when YouTube inevitably changes that function to something else for you to find out about all the stuff that your content creators that you enjoy make, because it's coming. It's going to change. That bell's going to turn into something else here, I bet, in the next 6 months. So the first thing is that I have written down here just as a thing is E3, some of the lowest attendance. I saw this, Jeff Gershman, like I was saying before we jumped into Doc, tweeted about this earlier today, or retweeted. Somebody was mentioning that this might be the lowest attendance they've ever seen
At E3?
for E3, with some pictures and shit. It was like Trump's inauguration where they're taking pictures of like 4 people standing out in the street.
And then having Trump tell you that it's like the
biggest
one.
of all time. I mean, it's not super surprising. So this is, to put all this into perspective before people people, I think, because it's so long in between these years, this is a gap year for games. We are 1 year away from Xbox and PlayStation releasing their next consoles.
Yes.
And so when that happens, you get an E3 that tends to be a bit of a lull, where there's not a lot of stuff that they can talk about, because most of it is something that's going to be coming up in the year following, and they can't like super hardcore commit to current gen stuff because they're switching into the next gen the following year. And so you get a lot of like just trailers without a lot of gameplay. You get, a lot of like, this is coming 2 years from now or a year and a half from now or whatever, and not so much this is coming out 2 months from now or end of the year or whatever else.
Available right now.
There is some of that stuff,
yeah,
but not very much of it. Oh my goodness, Corpse going from 1 to 10.
Hey, text it. Let's go.
So let's raise that value a bit. Thank you, Corpse, for that super chat.
Thank you.
So yeah, and then the other thing is Sony wasn't here at E3 this year. 0 showing from Sony in any capacity, not just at E3, but 0 announcements on their own. Like, it wasn't like there was a like with Nintendo or whatever, or Microsoft even, where they're still doing something during E3 week. Sony had nothing.
No.
0. At any point in time. And so it was bound to be one of those. That doesn't mean that there wasn't a lot of good stuff that happened. There was a lot of fluff, but there was also some pretty sweet stuff that happened at E3, and it started with Microsoft. Conference. I'm going to give it a rating. Did you see the conference?
So
or just parts of it?
I actually watched quite a bit of E3 this year. I saw, when I started watching Microsoft, was literally when Keanu Reeves popped up. That was actually, I turned it on.
So did you see the whole Cyberpunk section, or
No.
just when he was walking on stage?
I did not watch any of the Cyberpunk stuff. I only saw that, not when he was on stage, when he was the character.
Revealing himself.
Yeah, when he took his glasses off or whatever.
Yeah.
I was literally opening up the stream during that.
Good timing.
Yeah.
So
anything before that, I didn't see.
So we'll talk about Cyberpunk first. There's other stuff for Microsoft, but the Cyberpunk. So, first of all, I want to say that Microsoft, going into it, when the countdown was happening, I was live streaming it. I said, this is Microsoft's chance right now, even though they're not going to likely show the console off or anything like that. Sony's not here.
Yeah.
Microsoft literally has the world's attention with no counter from their main competitor.
Yeah.
They can go out here, and if they hit an 8 or a 9, they don't even have to be a 10.
No,
they
good.
hit an 8 or a 9,
They're good.
Then
they get all the headlines.
They've crushed it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did. There was very little that Microsoft could have done differently in this conference to make it better, given the circumstances. Really, other than showing the physical console, there was nothing else they could do. And they weren't about to do that right now because there's probably like one prototype sitting somewhere, and they're not going to show that, obviously, until next E3.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077 comes up. Did you go back to watch the rest of the trailer at any point?
No.
Okay, fire.
Okay. Was it more gameplay?
No, this was just a raw trailer thing, because they had like that 30 minutes of gameplay not that long ago,
a while
right?
Back, yeah.
And I'm sure that probably for like Tokyo Game Show and stuff coming up later in the year, we'll get another big chunk of gameplay. But for this, obviously they built this entire thing around revealing Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
So the trailer before leading up to that, fire. Graphically, just
it looks great.
Holy fuck. I mean, it was a CG scene.
Yeah.
But just fire. The modelers and everything did such a good job. Lighting is fantastic. The aesthetic that they're going for, they're nailing it so fucking hard. It's incredible. Voice acting, 11 out of 10. Everything, smash it to the park. I was hooked. The first bunch of 2077 stuff I saw, I was like, this ain't it, bro. I'm a little concerned. I saw this. My concerns are gone. This game is going to be unadulterated, pure fire from front to fucking back. I'm telling you right now.
Because like before, we were guessing it was going to be like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, no, this is going up. The stock just went up.
Oh shit! I got to watch this trailer.
The stock went up, bro. The story in this game, shit's going to get real.
Dope. Very
good trailer.
Dope.
But then we get to that reveal. The guy's laying in what looks to be a junkyard, like it's a Lita fucking battle angel.
Mm-hmm.
And this character walks off from the side, and drops the line, like, get up, samurai, we got a city to destroy or some shit. And then the camera pans up, and I see I have my reaction. It has like it almost has 1,000 views on Twitch. My reaction, that was a genuine.
Well, people spammed it in my goddamn chat. I was like, okay, I got to check this out.
Genuine fucking reaction when I saw that shit.
Yeah.
I was actually screaming in my office because it was. I can't think of the last time that I've been surprised and pleasantly surprised in a long time. That is the most perfect person that if you're going to choose a celebrity to slap into your game.
Oh, that's the
for
one.
2077.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves could not possibly be
that's it.
Cast any better.
No, that's it.
He shows up, he drops it, his character takes off the glasses, it's Keanu Reeves, and I just lost my shit. And then
he comes out.
He comes out on fucking stage, and I was like, oh, Microsoft already won. At that point, I said it loud, I said, this is over.
Yeah.
E3 is over.
Yeah.
Microsoft has
Dude,
cashed it in.
Did you see the memes now that he's doing with the green screen, and he's presenting it, and then there's a green screen, and then now people are putting like videos on the green screen.
It's a perfect meme.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
It's a perfect meme. And then of course it was the what was the word? Where he like pointed back at the audience and he was like, "You're."
Oh, they said like wasn't amazing, or it was like
oh my, how do I not?
Because he said a word, and then a dude in the audience yelled, "No, you're something."
And then he
said, "No, you are this or whatever." Somebody in chat will say it.
Somebody in chat will say it for sure. But that was, dude, Keanu Reeves. So, okay, Keanu Reeves might be the god of Hollywood.
Breathtaking.
That's it. You're breathtaking. He like did the stumble back.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is the most wholesome motherfucker.
Oh yeah.
On earth.
Oh yeah.
He's the most real individual in Hollywood by miles.
Oh,
it doesn't even come close.
He's almost not even Hollywood.
No, he's just there. He's just Keanu Reeves.
In it. He's just in Hollywood for whatever reason.
He just so happens to be there.
Yeah.
But he's like kind of the awkward.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck, hasn't really changed in like 30 years.
Yeah.
Hasn't aged in 30 years either.
Literally.
Goes out there, does his shtick, and he's just like, he had fun.
Yes.
You could tell he was kind of nervous being up on the stage too. Everyone was losing their shit.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably why he was nervous. Is people? I don't think he just likes like being worshipped like that, or being like, he's because he's just
he actually gets uncomfortable when people like talk about the shit that he does, like his philanthropic work and shit. He'll like immediately divert to something else. So he gets up there, he does his thing. It was so fucking perfect, dude.
Amazing.
And it just confirmed. Then they did have. I'm sorry, there was a little bit of gameplay at the end of that trailer where they're on the bike and everything like that. And I was like, Keanu Reeves' bike has to be there. It's synonymous now with Keanu Reeves. But I had forgotten this is actually based again on like writings, like Cyberpunk 2077, like novel work.
Mm-hmm.
And so people already are guessing at what Keanu Reeves' character is. And they're pretty sure it's one of a couple of characters, to my understanding, that are actually just in the character's head. So not physically,
he's not physically there,
but which means Keanu Reeves is going to be in this game
a lot,
which was all thumbs up.
Microsoft shoveled money into a pit into Keanu.
Knowing Keanu, did they really though?
Probably. Dude, his managers, he is so hot right now. It is fucking his stock in the last 4 years.
Everything he does, he goes on Colbert, and then Colbert, like everything that Keanu does is perfect.
Anything he touches, it's gold.
Colbert asks him the question like, Keanu Reeves, where do we go when we die, or what happens when we die? And Keanu literally, like, the Colbert was like low key making a joke, but at the same time, Colbert and Keanu both lost a lot of people death early in life, right? And horrible tragedy on both sides. They both know that about each other. And Keanu, everyone in the crowd when they first heard that question, because he said his full name out loud, it kind of comes across as a joke, but it low key wasn't really a joke. And then Keanu half starts crying when he responds and says,
he doesn't
something
know,
along like,
but he
I
knows.
don't know, but he knows that like the people who love us will miss us or something like that.
Yeah.
And Colbert was like,
and then the audience went, oh,
how
and the whole
much more
internet is
perfect
just and
of
then
an answer can you give?
Yeah, he was like, I don't know, but I know that the people.
The man is other than smoking.
Yeah,
he's perfect.
Yeah,
like that might be the one rub on Keanu Reeves. He smokes cigarettes. That's like the deepest you can go.
It's okay. Smoke those cigarettes, Keanu.
Just don't die early on me.
Yeah, don't get lung cancer.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. Don't get lung cancer. And I need you to be here.
Yes.
Ideally until I die.
Yes.
If possible.
Yeah.
which, judging by how much you've aged in 30 years, might actually be.
Very, very high probability chance. You're going out before him.
So Keanu Reeves 2077. So 2077 continues to look great. That was obviously huge. It's now memed everywhere all over the internet, and rightfully so. But other than that, there were some other notable things. First of all, they focused a lot on the game's first narrative. They went out of their way to really make sure that people understood that this next gen of Xbox was not going to be a repeat mistake of the Xbox One when it first launched, where it was, here's NFL Live.
Yeah.
None of that shit.
It's all about the games.
All games. They showed 60 games at this conference, 14 of which were first-party exclusive titles. That's fucking substantial.
Not a lot of them were big names, though. Like, not a lot of them were like...
but none of them looked bad.
No, I wouldn't say that.
There was like maybe 2 of everything that I saw, and they were mostly indie games.
Yeah.
That looked what I would call bad.
I'm not as hype as you are right now, because I started watching at they must have started with the Cyberpunk, I would imagine, right? Or was there something before that?
No, there was a couple of things that came in before.
I didn't see what came before. Like,
I can tell you chronologically if I can find my notes here.
Jesus Christ!
But keep talking.
So this is what I thought. Honestly, I know you're
They started on Outer Worlds and Bleeding Edge from Ninja Theory and another Minecraft Dungeons. Did you hear about that?
No.
Okay.
What is that?
Continue saying what you were going to say though first
All
before
right.
we get into that.
So the what I felt overall for Microsoft is, once again, I came in as the Keanu Reeves, which was a high point. We peaked. I found that there was maybe 2 games that I saw that I was like, okay, all right, that's all right. I'm interested.
Oh, yeah.
And then the rest of it, honestly, I gave it like a 7 out of 10. I wasn't hyped about it. And I think what really killed it for me was at the end when they were talking about the new console, and then they had that video that came up where they were just spewing out like load times, less load times, SSDs, less load times.
Yeah.
I just checked out. I was like,
well, that's because everything is coming next year.
Yeah, I was like, we already know this.
Yeah.
This comes off extremely scripted and bad. Like, it's a bunch of 40-year-olds that are developing the stuff.
It's a corporate video.
It's a corporate video that just doesn't speak to me at all in any way.
That video was not for you.
It was almost like a video that was for the shareholders to watch.
It was
and it
for
was
shareholders.
like, I don't give a fuck about SSDs.
No.
I want to see your goddamn. I mean, I care that there's load, that there's less load, but you're not impressing me.
No.
We're looking at a 2020 console.
So out of all that stuff for you,
blow me away here.
So for all of that stuff for you, the stuff for you is coming next E3.
Yes.
Right. So the stuff right now, what you just said, it's shareholders.
Yes.
It's for shareholders.
Yeah.
The only couple of pointers in that whole clip that was for you, at best, were, the load times like you mentioned, which everyone's loved because consoles have had fucking horrible
it's
load times
2020.
forever, which is great.
You'd think we were going to be getting that anyway, right?
But and then the fact, like the what we know about power wise, where they're saying that it is on what metric we'll find out next year, 4 times more powerful than the Xbox One X, not the Xbox One, but the Xbox One X, which that's a big number.
Yeah,
that's an extraordinary. I mean, the Xbox One X is already a potent console, so to go 4X on that would be substantial. Everything else about that video was for shareholders. And they even had a flub in there. There was like a guy who said SSDs and solid state drives. They're saying that it was fucking dumb. But they didn't have to, because Sony wasn't there. They don't want to show all their cards to Sony a year ahead of time.
No.
They want to align themselves so that they give the shareholders something to chew on.
Mm-hmm.
And then next year when Sony comes up, now we go head to head with them. Because here's the thing about that console. Sony's console and Microsoft's console are literally using, for all intents and purposes, almost identical hardware.
It's the same thing. It's the same console.
It's the same next-gen Zen hardware for the CPU, next-gen Navi, which is also AMD, graphics cards. The difference will come down to whose engineers are better, Microsoft's or Sony's.
Yeah.
Because it will be who can take that and customize that stuff to do more and better things than the other guy. And honestly, the difference between the two consoles are unlikely to be huge. And it really will come down to what Microsoft and Sony want to focus on when it comes to performance. Somebody might focus more on the load times, and I don't mean like just a load screen, but let's say streaming stuff in,
quickly,
stuff like that. One might go for pure fidelity. You know, how can we hit 4K 60? You know, can we hit like a 1440 at like 120 hertz? You know, stuff like that. It will really come down to that, and that we're only going to find that out likely next year.
Yeah.
Sony might give us hints later in the year, TGS or something like that, when they do their thing, because it wasn't at E3, so they're waiting. But I wouldn't suspect to hear anything that you're actually going to be interested in until next year's E3.
Yeah.
We know that Xbox's launches in November of 2020.
Yeah.
We don't have a hard date for the PlayStation, but I would suspect November
Christmas
2020.
time. Yeah, it'll be holiday 2020. Period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that will be very intriguing. As for the rest of what happened at Microsoft, if you were going to ask me to rate it based on what I was excited about when I was there, then yeah, it'd probably come down to like a 7. But I'm just looking at it like, I know that there are a lot of games that showed up here that a lot of people, like, they didn't look like bad games, they just weren't games that I was particularly excited about. So there wasn't a lot of honest to God, like, fluff, bullshit, terrible games. Most of the games that Microsoft showed off, whether they were first party or otherwise, looked at bare minimum
Playable.
like they were just going to be good video games, right?
Yeah.
So the first one was The Outer Worlds, which is Obsidian, which is the folks who did Fallout New Vegas, and also Knights of the Republic 2. I'll be honest with you, it looked rough. It looked like a game from the Xbox 360 era, with a bit of spit polish. Animations were still jank. You can tell they're still using that old Bethesda engine to make it happen. So that game is going to live and die by its writing.
Yeah.
If the characters and world building aren't what people expect from Obsidian, which I don't even know how much of Obsidian is still the same one that built those other games that everyone loves from them, then that game is going to be
Dead on arrival.
pretty rough.
Yeah.
Then they had Ninja Theory, which was one of the pickups that they had last year, I believe, when they bought like those 5 or whatever we talked about on the podcast last year. They bought like 5 developers in like one sweep. Ninja Theory is one of them. They have a game called Bleeding Edge coming up. That kind of looked, again, not bad, just not something that I was particularly excited about. But let's get into like some of the more specific ones that stood out. Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah, okay.
So you didn't see that one.
I didn't see that.
It's literally Diablo, but Minecraft. It's literally a top-down, isometric Minecraft dungeon crawler, and I'm going to be real with you, bro.
Dude.
It kind of looks like fire. Look it up right now if you can. Minecraft Dungeons. When I started watching it, I was like, is this... I didn't know if they were just memeing on me first, and then the trailer kept going and the shit kept going. I was like, okay, all right, no, this is actually happening. And it did... It looked fucking good. Now, I don't know if there's like an overworld or like how they like... You know, how they're piecing it together, but legit, flat out Minecraft Diablo. They show some gameplay in that trailer and shit, and it looks good. Like, I'll just wait. You can just watch.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Holy shit, dude.
Like if somebody sat down and said, "So, hey, what do you think Microsoft's going to do with the Minecraft license?" Nobody would have sat there and gone,
dude.
Diablo.
Oh shit! Look at the hammer.
Yeah, bro.
I wonder if you get like a diamond pickaxe and shit. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, that's weird. Wow. Dude, that looks... Oh, man, you can do cooperative.
Yeah, 4. Local and online.
This is going to be low-key flames. This is going to be the fucking hot thing on Twitch. For when does this come out?
I can't remember if they have the...
There it is, Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah.
Coming spring 2020. Only available on Windows.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
I fucks with all of this.
That looked pretty fire, didn't it? That caught me by surprise. Like, man, nobody was ever going to guess...
Bro.
Just like Keanu Reeves, nobody was going to guess Minecraft
and
Diablo.
it works, too, because you've got, like, the zombies that are flowing around. They're going to need, like, more... They're going to need more, like, enemies, because you're only going to want to see, like, Enderman and skeletons
sure.
and zombies so many times.
But the aesthetic works.
Oh, it's beautiful looking.
It does look good, doesn't it?
Dude, this is a game I would fuck with on like the Nintendo Switch too.
Oh,
like,
that will happen?
Oh, it's got to
100%.
happen. Oh,
Yeah.
that's got to happen. Dude,
Yeah,
that's
for real.
fun. I
For
like
real.
this direction they're going. I mean, if they're going to make another game, it's either they're going to make another Minecraft, like Minecraft 2.
Yeah, which
and just
that's
really
not even really
fucking...
needed.
No, but I actually believe that if they did come up with a Minecraft 2, it would rejuvenate a lot of people's love for Minecraft. Like, it would give everybody a reason
Yeah.
to play Minecraft again. And let's be real.
Yeah.
If you stop playing Minecraft for a while and then you pick it up again at some point, you get hooked again just like that. It's like you almost forget how fucking fun. It's like playing with Legos. You're like, next thing you know it, you've got a fucking castle and you've just spent 8 hours. You're like, what the fuck am I doing?
It looks terrible, but you have a castle.
You have a castle. This is cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Definitely, and they showed gameplay right away.
A lot of gameplay
A lot
here.
of gameplay.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Dope.
it is. It's coming to Xbox, PS4, and Switch. Says at the end of the trailer. So it's everywhere. It's coming to everything.
Boom.
The amount of money they're going to make on that's going to be
Oh,
astronomical.
they already got my money.
Huge money.
I'm buying it day one
Huge
on the
money.
PC.
Huge money.
Definitely trying that out.
So that was something that I thought should definitely be highlighted. For sure.
Legcraft, the dungeon version.
Exactly.
That's
no,
fire.
no building.
No building.
Just trying not to die.
Trying not to die and farming up items.
So I
and
want to know
levels.
what like the overworld's going to be like. If it have one, like in Diablo, there's an overworld, and then you go deeper and deeper in, or whatever. Like if that's going to be how they tackle it, or just how they're going to do that. There's obviously, what I want to know is if they're going to attempt to do any kind of building mechanics, not in the sense of like an actual you placing individual blocks.
Yeah.
But like,
I
let's
wanna
say
be able
based
to-
on finding stuff when
Yeah.
you're going deeper down,
Yeah.
maybe you can build and alter the overworld town that you go back to, and it adds stuff over time, and the town gets kind of bigger and
That'd
adds
be
more
cool.
stuff and NPCs.
That'd be cool.
Opens up more options for you to like, maybe you're buying stuff from better blacksmiths and shit like that, or like whatever.
That'd
the
be
fuck.
dope.
Something like that. I think they're probably going to try and work something like that because it's ultimately it's still Minecraft.
Well, it'd be cool if you were in the dungeon and then you could take your shovel and like dig and find other treasures, like
Right.
boxes, or break down a side wall. And
Yeah,
next thing
yeah.
you know it, there's another dungeon to go down.
I'm sure they'll work in like some sort of stuff.
You got to be able to do, because at the heart of it, it
It's
looks
still
like Minecraft,
Minecraft.
but you still need to. It still needs to have that Minecraft
has to
feel.
have
To, I
some
don't
of
need to
it.
build like
No.
per se.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to collect cobblestone.
You just wanna have
but I want to be able
little-
to break some
You need a
walls.
taste of
I need a
Minecraft.
taste. I need it. I need that
Yeah.
fire. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's very dope.
But you know, anyway, we'll find out. We'll find out more. Obviously, that's next year. So,
Yeah.
whatever we know now, shit could change
Very quickly.
dramatically over the
Yeah.
next year. After that, the other thing that caught me by surprise was they had a. I'm just going to describe what I saw because this is, again, it was another one of these. Microsoft had a lot of surprises. It was a horror game, definitely set up for VR play. You're going to want to play this one for sure because
Okay.
it looks. First of all, it looks pretty fucking fire. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started looking at
What
it,
is this called?
oh, I'm not gonna tell you yet. I'm gonna tell you at the end. So when I first saw it, I was like, the first thing that came out of my mouth was Silent Hill ? Because it had the feeling of Silent Hill. Mm-hmm. And then I went, okay, it's not that. Because then the guy pulls out a camera, and I was like, okay, so this is like, oh, what was that Japanese game with the camera, horror game, Fatal Frame? So I was like, okay, we got some Fatal Frame aspects here because he pulled the camera up and he was seeing like a fucking ghost or some shit, right? And then the guy walks away, and again, the back of him looked like James from Silent Hill 2. I was tripping the fuck out, man. I almost came thrice just the thought of Silent Hill. It's not Silent Hill, unfortunately. However, they show more and more stuff, and it all looks fire. VR, whole 9 yards. It had aspects of every major horror game, but it looks like they're doing them well and mixing them into this one. And you know what it fucking is, dude?
What?
You never guessed in a million fucking years.
What?
It's the Blair Witch.
Oh, a Blair Witch Project game?
Yes, just look up Blair Witch trailer. Give it a quick little look-see. We'll get your reaction to it. But straight up,
I didn't see any of this. See, I
Straight-
mean, maybe hey, I didn't see any of this fire.
yeah. So now your rating of the
going up.
might go up a little bit.
It's going up.
The stock value going up.
Oh shit.
Yeah, just watch a little bit of it. We'll get a little reaction from you there.
Oh, he even said, "Oh shit." Oh, the graphics are nice.
They are.
Dude, this is very reminiscent of
and then the light fucking
Alan
you
Wake.
Like Alan Wake. So I went through every horror game in my head. I was like Alan Wake, Silent Hill, fucking Fatal Frame, Outlast. Like,
dude, it's very Alan Wakey. Oh, this is cool. I'm gonna skip through some of this video here. Oh, you get a dog too.
yeah, if you go back and watch it, it's cool. They go through. And it looks like the guy ends up repeating the process he went through, where he looks through the camera and he sees himself going down the walkway, and then the trailer comes all the way back around, and he's going out again.
Damn.
It's some crazy shit, bro.
Dude, this looks like fire.
And I'm positive that's
Oh,
VR.
someone's standing in the fucking corner
Yeah.
too. Just like in the movie. And there's the camera. I wonder if it's just going to be like a totally new story or we're rehashing.
Watch, see?
Oh, they can't. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Very movie-like.
Yeah.
Very movie-like. Oh, and look, there's the woods too. Oh,
Yeah.
dope.
And it pulls out to
and
the
you see the
Blair Witch
Witch
logo.
the symbol.
Yeah.
The witchcraft shit.
Yeah.
That's fucking fire, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Blair Witch. Wow.
Yeah. Caught me off
August
guard again.
30th.
Yeah, dude. That's
Wow,
that's soon.
man. Pre-order
Yeah.
that shit. PC Digital, dude. I'm gonna have to buy a.
You need a Vive here pretty soon.
I'm gonna buy. Fuck it, man. Hell yeah.
Tell me that didn't look fucking dope, though, right?
That looks good.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Like, that looks like the first horror game in a long time that I've looked at and went, yes.
That looks good.
The one before this was PT, and that got canceled. So this one, August 30th. Let's fucking go.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at an 8.5. We're at an 8.5 now.
Yeah, I'm aware. I keep forgetting to give people like moderation powers and stuff. I'm not logged into Lag TV's thing right now on this laptop, so I can't give mod powers. Just block. There's a bot in chat. Just
I blocked
spamming.
him.
Yeah, just block the bot.
Fuck him.
You just press the three little.
And we're getting too
dots
popular.
things.
You know, we're over 300 viewers now.
We've peaked.
We got bots coming in now. We've made it.
Yeah. So Blair Witch, that was the thing. That was pretty fire. Not gonna lie. After that, I'll explain this as well. Look up RPG Time, The Legend of Wright, and WRIGHT. RPG Time, The Legend of Wright. They showed this. This was part of like their little indie segment that they were showing off. Dude, the amount of detail and intricacy in this game for the aesthetic is crazy. Just watch this for a hot second. This game looks insane.
Damn.
So it looks like it's a little RPG thing that you literally play out like you're in a kid's room, but the kid is an engineer with an art degree. And it looks crazy. The more I've watched the trailer,
Holy
the more
shit.
random shit that I see that just like I keep seeing little bits that I missed the first time I watched it. So much detail.
It's very whatchamacallit like Elon Musk Cuphead.
Cuphead.
It's very
well,
like
it's kind of
Cuphead.
it's kind of like that, but they've got like there's like cardboard stuff going on in there,
Yeah, I see that.
and like and they're like using little things from around the room like pens.
Holy
and,
shit!
like,
Yeah, look at the card. You get a cardboard gun.
yeah,
Wow,
dude, it's crazy.
It's gonna be a trip
yeah,
coming in 2020.
yeah. That looked really like a really unique.
You know what? For $20-$30,
Yes.
count me in.
Like it looked just the uniqueness of it really caught my attention. No other game looking like that. I can tell you that much right now. A lot of cool stuff going on there. So definitely check out RPG Time: The Legend of Wright for sure. Then the other thing was they talked more about Game Pass, which is their streaming service plus their not their streaming service. Their basically their subscription to play whatever fucking games that they have in their library for all intents and purposes. And so they talked about the fact that it was coming to the PC, obviously, but then they announced Game Pass Ultimate, and this is a big dude. The amount of dick swing on Game Pass Ultimate is fucking wild. You get Game Pass on the Xbox,
Yep.
Game Pass on the PC,
I saw this.
Xbox Live Gold membership for $14.99 a month. Over 100 games.
Yep.
Whenever a new major release that comes out to Game Pass, so like Gears 5, Halo Infinite,
You get it.
Forza, whatever, you get it immediately. And not only that, if you have the Ultimate, so Game Pass Ultimate, you get the pre-order bonuses that people normally get
Damn.
on day one.
Damn.
And of course, sometimes you're going to get the game a couple days earlier through Game Pass Ultimate, things of that nature, like just like if you were pre-ordering it for $14.99 a month. Then they talked about a bunch of games that are obviously already there, and then throughout the rest of the conference, they were mentioning when games were going to be, which of these games were going to show up on Game Pass like right out of the rip. And there were a lot of them, and they're not all small titles. Like they're bringing pretty much all the big stuff straight to Game Pass right away. Some of the ones that they mentioned that are available right now, Batman Arkham Knight, the Arkham series is all pretty much fire.
Yep.
Metro Exodus, which is brand new.
Yep.
Hollow Knight, which is one of the best indie games in like the last fucking decade. And then Borderlands: The Handsome Jack Collection, which is like every Borderlands game ever fucking made. Plus, I think the DLC, I'm not 100% on this, but there might be the Borderlands 2 DLC that is being released that is a lead up to Borderlands 3. I think might also be on that as well. And then, but they have over 100 games in that shit. Forza Horizon 4, which we're going to talk about here as well, because, dude, this... Okay.
Have him calm down. You'll be all right.
Bro,
You'll be all right.
I want you to look up Forza Horizon 4 Lego.
I saw it. I
saw
saw
it?
that whole thing.
Bro, that shit is so fucking dope. That's out today.
You gonna play it?
Yeah, you're goddamn right I'm going to play that shit. Dude, Lego Racer was dope. And then you're going to tell me that you're going to, not only are you just going to, at first when I'm watching this trailer, Forza Horizon 4 with like the Lego DLC. I thought when I was watching it, they're just adding a couple Lego cars as like cool little DLC Lego cars.
No, it's a full-blown...
It's a goddamn full-blown
game
thing. There's entire zones that are built out of Lego where you can bring your real cars in, Lego cars in, destructible Lego environments, shit just blown up all over the place, crazy ramps and fucking half pipes and Lego shit everywhere. It's nuts. It's fucking wild. And it looked crazy because the graphics in that game are already insane.
So when I first saw it, I wasn't crazy about it. Because for one, I'm not a race car guy, so I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
But what kind of, I wouldn't say won me over, but what made me accept this was when I saw the car crash and the pieces just I said, okay, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
I was trying to hate on it, but I saw that shit and I was like, okay, all right, now you
It looked pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, so you'll have to let me know what I'll watch it when you're streaming. I'll see what it's like. Dude, so here was my meme.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing, because I was watching it as well.
Yeah.
On stream. This was my meme.
Right,
this was my thing that I said.
What was your meme?
Every single game, right? That I was like, yeah, but needs more Terminator.
That was the meme I used.
That's what I
Dude,
said.
Everyone was memeing about that.
Every time something ended, I said needs more Terminator,
because there was like, I can't remember
there was at least two big titles.
Yeah,
I think it was like Borderlands.
One was an Ubisoft game.
I think one was Borderlands. There was definitely like
Gears of War.
Okay, Gears of War was one, but what was the other one?
Gears of War, and the other one I think was an Ubisoft title.
I think it was a fairly big title.
It was. Otherwise, why would they do the tie-in?
But dude, the amount of shoving down the throat they're trying to do for this next fucking Terminator that's coming out.
Every time I saw red eyes on screen for any character, I went, "Oh, Terminator."
Yeah, dude. At the end of it, like game was looking like shit, and I was like, "But if it only had Terminator,
just a little bit more
Terminator, I'm in."
Squeak in just a little bit more Terminator, and I'm in.
Everything was Terminator, dude.
That's true. Yeah, one was definitely Gears 5, and then the other one I can't remember. Yeah, it was funny.
There was I think there was probably at least 3 games I saw with Terminator fucking in there. It had to have been.
There's at least 2. Oh, Ghost Recon
was the other one. Yeah.
One of the like 19 Ghost Recon
Was Rainbow
things.
Six another one?
Don't think so.
All right.
So yeah, it's true. So we get
I'm not
gonna
lie, Gears of War looks like a steaming pile of dog shit. I'm just gonna say it. Gears of War.
So we can talk about that because that was Microsoft.
Looks
so
like
I didn't
dog
even-
shit.
Dude, I cared so little about Gears of War. It's not even on this list for us to talk about.
Bro, it looks awful. It doesn't even look like Gears anymore.
I should
It's
say,
like
graphically, it looks
no, it
fire.
looks great. I mean, graphically.
But as a game,
The game, like, what are you now? I'm seeing people that have like special powers and fucking.
well, they're jumping
I
the
mean,
shark like Halo did.
Dude, it's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's almost becoming a meme like Call of Duty, but just not as quickly. It's terrible.
It didn't.
It just looks bad. I don't give a
I'm
fuck.
I'm already biased against it because I only liked Gears 1, and then everything that followed, I had enough Gears after I played Gears 1, and I did not need any more Gears of War. And nothing about any of the Gears that have followed has in any way, shape, or form made me want to go back to Gears of War. But there is a fairly massive community of Gears of War fans, which is obviously why this continues to go and why it's still a major property for Microsoft. But none of them, and including this one, has made me want to go back to that or think that those games are anything other than really pretty looking mediocrity.
Yep, not for me.
The just is kind of not so hot. You know what is hot though? That new Pro controller. Did you see that?
I did, and it looks sexy.
It's going to cost
even the
you as
whole
much as a
video,
car.
Even the whole video and the whole thing, like when you could adjust the analog sticks.
So yeah, that you could torque the tension on the analog sticks.
That was pretty fucking dope. The controller looked fire, and then at the end of it, I said 5 easy payments of $99.99.
It's going to cost.
Dude, it's gonna be an expensive
Well,
controller.
it'll be $249.
It won't be that much. It can't be that much. It can't be that, dude. That's
No, it'll be at least
$199.
$199
yeah,
minimum.
there's no way it's fucking
So
at
Canadian $249.
$300. Okay.
In the States, it'll be $199.
Ask me if I'm buying a $250 controller. Just go ahead and ask me.
Hey Jeff,
Yeah.
just wondering. Shot in the dark. You buying that $250 controller?
No.
Okay.
There isn't a goddamn chance.
I have the original Pro controller, and it is without a doubt the greatest controller ever
course.
made. This one's probably going to succeed it as the greatest controller that you could buy,
Yeah.
without question.
Oh, well, look at it.
However,
It's the Rolls Royce of controllers.
it is, and when you hold it, you never want to use another controller ever
Well, that's
again.
the worst part because when it breaks,
You're-
you
well,
got to
here's-
go buy another one.
Here's the thing: it's not going to break because everything's goddamn like machine
Yeah, it's
metal.
Like, it's Terminator steel.
It's hefty, dude. You
Yeah.
pick up that controller, you could bludgeon somebody to death with the thing. Like it is a thick. The only thing was like when you were torquing like the thumbsticks and stuff. That was my only concern. Was there's a lot of moving parts now. But if they're built like the other one was, and a lot of it's like actual, honest to god, like metal pieces and shit, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Your controller's gonna last you for a long time. I mean, it had like a 40-hour battery charge. Like that's nuts.
Yeah, dude. It looks pretty fucking dope.
That's nuts. $179.99 US. All right, we were close.
Yeah, no,
So
it's a hard-
that'll be $219 probably Canadian.
No, it's a hard pass. I'm just gonna have to go out and say it. It's a
I don't need the Pro controller still does everything I need. I don't need to be able to tension the analog sticks. I say that, but if I got my hands on the new one and then I torqued them and I could get one that I felt better, I'd probably go, yeah, okay, no, this is making, because the difference between the 360 controller and the Xbox One Pro controller or the Xbox One controller in general, the Xbox One controller analog sticks are in fact looser than the 360 sticks. And sometimes, like when I'm playing on the PC, I play with my 360 controller still.
yeah, I do
most
too.
of the time.
It's like the best controller to use.
Most of the time, I'm still
I
using
use my
it.
PS4 now, actually.
Really? I can't stand the PS4 controller.
See, I'm used to it. Like I don't
my
mind it.
my thumb's cramped because of
You have big ass hands. You have
holding like
literal
like-
giant hands.
Like your natural hand, like if you just hold your hands out straight,
yes.
they don't do this.
No, I know. I know.
So like over time,
But
like
what's
the
nice is it just syncs up right to Steam now.
Yeah, the DualShock 4 is obviously the best that they've ever had.
Yeah.
And it's the best that they've ever had because they keep getting closer and closer to a 360 controller without getting sued. Is essentially why it keeps getting better. If you look at the form factor, it's like they're taking the stretch tool in Photoshop and just like slowly turning it into a 360 controller, but the analog sticks are in the middle. It's pretty much pretty much it. But yeah, the new Pro controller looks crazy. It's going to be expensive, but honest to God, for some people,
Well, it'll be worth. I mean, if you're a
it'll be worth
console
it.
gamer, just like if you're a PC gamer,
Or if you just use a lot of controllers, like whether you're on the PC or not, because this
Yeah.
hooks up to the PC.
I suppose you're right.
Like, immediately.
I suppose you're right. I mean, listen, Is it the craziest investment you can make for your gaming? No.
No, there's definitely worse things you can
But
spend.
I mean, goddamn, that's a lot of money for for a controller.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess the other thing you think about it, again, if you're playing a lot, like I'm still using my 360 controller that's wired.
You don't play Boshi.
And I've played, yeah, but this controller is.
I have a graveyard of controllers now in that blue bag. There's like 6 of them. I just go with the knockoff 360 controller that you get at Walmart.
Yeah,
the
that's
Afterglow.
That's not helping you any
No,
either.
it's probably not. But I mean, when you go through them like I do,
I have a feeling if you took a pro controller and you slammed it into your desk would actually end up being more
Dented?
fucked up than the controller.
well, yes, that thing looks like a brick.
It's a tank.
Yes.
But my 360 controller is, I mean, my God, dude, it's going on 10 years old, and it's still fine, and I use it a lot. One of the analog sticks starts to squeak a little bit,
Still works.
but that's it.
Still works.
So that's the regular controller. You get a pro controller where shit's like metal and that.
Imagine if we had that technology back in the day for the N64 controllers, like having like a fucking steel tension-based fucking N64 controller.
Instead of having to replace the analog
Instead of having
stick?
to replace that fucking thing every time, you got to buy a new one from China.
Have you ever
knockoff.
tried doing that?
No, but it's apparently hell. I looked up YouTube videos on it.
I can tell you as somebody who's now done it 4 times.
You just don't.
Fuck.
You just buy a new controller.
Not
You
only
just
did I
don't
do, all right, so it's not too bad to just replace it when it's still in the housing, but if you're like me, so the knockoff one's the spring in it is really, it's bad. The dead zone on the controller becomes terrible if you use the original, or if you don't use the original. So what you have to do to really do it is you buy the new analog stick, and then you take both of them apart, and you take this original spring and you put it into the housing of the Chinese one. That
works, but it's hell.
is fucking hell, because how all of those pieces go back together, if you don't like have an idyllic memory when you take it apart, because when you take it apart, it explodes. You can't like gently take it apart.
Yeah.
It took me like 2 hours to figure out how to put
It's like
this
opening
Rubik's
the back
cube
of a pen.
back together.
You know, it's like everything's just like, oh,
it's just
shit.
like,
You got to try and figure it out.
yeah. So it took me a long time. I would never want to do it again.
You just buy a new controller.
But it did refresh my 2 controllers to be as close to new as you could get.
There you go.
So yeah, pro controller looking good. Sega's thing. So remember last week we talked about what we were guessing, because Sega was slated to be at Microsoft, and we were saying that we were hoping for Jet Set Radio.
It wasn't it.
But we both knew that wasn't going to happen.
No, but we could
and
pray.
Then, and then I
thought
said
it was going to be for a second the way that they were saying it.
Yeah,
like as it was
kinda
leading up, because they started saying shit, and I'm like, okay, that's not this game, that's not this. I mean, what else is next?
And like I said in the podcast, Phantasy Star.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, Phantasy Star Online 2.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was going to be that. I thought it was going to be
Like a remake?
Yeah, maybe like bringing something else back. But I had forgotten that Phantasy Star Online 2 has been a thing over there for years. And so now they're bringing it over here. English completely redone, whole 9 yards, cross-platform compatibility, Xbox, PC, the whole whatever. And a lot of people were excited about it because Phantasy Star is a popular title.
Yeah.
And it looked good.
Yeah, it looked
especially
fine.
given how old the game is.
Yep. You know what?
looked good.
Those types of games now kind of excite me. You know, because they almost have like a nostalgia feel to it.
Yes.
And I almost feel like as I get older, I'm looking more forward to the games that remind me of my childhood and remind me of the games that aren't today. That's pretty much where I'm at. And that, along with a couple of those other JRPGs and different type of anime looking games, they really look great. Like the soundtracks look great, the animations look great.
They do tend to age better.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
For sure. Halo Infinite got its little spotlight.
I saw that.
And on one hand, I was disappointed to not see gameplay, but on the other hand, I'm not surprised they didn't show any gameplay, because this game is still over a year before it gets released. And by the sounds of it, this is the biggest Halo that they've ever made. And so, and I think they also know, and we talked about this in the podcast several weeks ago now, is that I think they also know that this is their
last chance
to really bring Halo back.
Yeah.
To the main,
which would be huge for them for the next
forefront.
console, right? Like,
yeah. So
a
they're
big IP.
launching it with the console like the original Halo.
Yep.
That's going to sell a lot of consoles.
It's going to sell. It's like Breath of the Wild, right?
That's huge.
It's going to sell. It's going to sell like mad.
That was a big money play for them to do that. And it's smart because it gives them even more time.
Yeah.
To really work it out.
Well, especially if they don't release too much on day one. If they kind of keep it like it was like the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
You bring out Breath of the Wild, and it's like that Mario. Like I actually know Mario. I don't even think Mario was out at the time.
Well, you're still gonna be able to play Xbox One games too. Remember?
Yeah,
so
that's right. Yeah,
the library.
But I mean, even still.
But as
right?
far as like brand new games go,
yeah.
like
you're gonna buy one. You're gonna want a game to
it's
play.
It's gonna be a limited list, and Halo Infinite is gonna be
the big one. Yeah.
And that's a big dick game to have as your launch title.
Now, I will say, when I was watching the trailer, like the little snippet they had, I thought they were gonna bring a full circle. I thought we were gonna get the Halo prequel. Because the dude, like the guy who did a great job voice acting it. That's all I hear now too when I'm watching things. I always just think of the voice actor and how good they're doing.
Well, he did a.
Oh, he did a great job.
Great job.
He had like a Hispanic accent almost, or a Puerto Rican, or
he was
like
somewhere
around
that
a
neck
neighborhood.
of the woods. Yeah.
But what I thought is, first, he reminded me a lot of the dude from Game of Thrones, and the guy that got fucked by the Viper, and because he was so great. But what I thought is, I was like, oh my god, when I saw the suit floating out in space.
Yeah, when he wipes the
fog
it,
I saw
off
the
the
suit,
window,
and then he brought the suit in.
Yeah.
Right. I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Oh, do you think he was the next
Master Chief? And I was like, "They're gonna do a fucking." That's what I thought. I thought they were gonna do a prequel, and that's what was gonna save his life, because it was cold. He was dying. I thought he could get the suit. He's gonna put the suit on, and become Master Chief, but that wasn't it at all. Because I was like, because they're thinking about making the movies and shit, right? And I was like, maybe we're gonna finally find out. Maybe this is their way to cast for the movie as well, so that we can actually see the face of a Master Chief.
Well, that would be retconning basically everything about the Spartans.
Yes,
if they did
but
that.
I suppose. But I mean, even still, that's what I thought at the original. And I was a little disappointed. I was like, fuck. Because when he got the machine running, and I was like, okay, it's another Halo. I was like, whatever. I didn't get to see any gameplay, so I couldn't get overly excited.
Yeah.
Because anybody can make a really good CG. Fuck. That Microsoft can make an hour-and-a-half Halo movie with those graphics and shit. And I'd be, animated, and I'd be probably happy with it. They can make anything look good, but how's the game? And I was more intrigued for potentially seeing who Master Chief was, opposed to actually playing it. I was more interested in seeing more about the lore of Master Chief, and not so much another Halo.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, this is literally the follow-up to where we last left Master Chief.
Yeah, see, I didn't play the last one, so I didn't,
at the end, for that, where we last saw Master Chief, he's literally floating through space.
Okay,
Cortana's no longer with him because of how the story played out.
Yeah.
That's why in the trailer you saw him he has Cortana's chip still in his hand. Like when he opens his hand for the first time, when the guy turns the servos back on, he opens his hand, that chip was Cortana, and he puts it back in, and there's no AI registered. Cortana's not there, right? So, but that's where we last left him, was literally floating through space, and it just so happens to, float on through here, and this guy, and he's obviously excited because it means he's going to be able to maybe get the hell out, and
it's probably the beginning of the game, right? That's probably opens up like that, right?
It, almost certainly, because and it was a bit of nostalgia too, though, because it played out very similar to the first Halo.
Yeah.
So in first Halo, they're pulling you out of cryostasis as Master Chief in the thing. They open the tank up, you come into cryo, and you're immediately into the Covenant attacking on the ship.
Yeah.
In this, space is his cryo tank.
Yeah.
Frozen out in space, pulls him back in, turns him on, Covenant shows up, you're fighting the Covenant on the ship.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a throwback to Halo 1. So the only thing that stood out to me, so other than the fact that the voice acting looked great graphically, obviously it's a CGI thing, but CGI can be done poorly. It looked good. The only thing that threw me was Master Chief put on some weight.
He's big.
If you look at that suit, I mean, Master Chief apparently was floating through space, but also was lifting weights.
Yeah.
He was already a big boy, but now he looks like he is a big boy. Not just tall, like he juiced up.
Yeah.
He's juiced up big. He's wide now. And I'm not 100% sold on it yet. I'm not even gonna be able to see it anymore.
Yeah.
But like every Halo, obviously Master Chief's suit has changed and he looks different and different and different. But this is just like he's thick with 3 C's. He's a big boy.
The juicing.
He's juicing up
in space.
But I like it. I like that the Master Chief is back. I like that they did the callbacks to the original Halo. I hope that what that means is that they are going to go for that feel versus the feel of some of the more recent Halos, which in my opinion, I know lots of people would disagree with me, but in my opinion, they're bad. I have a lot of hope for them to pull this one off, because I really and honestly think that this is Halo's last attempt.
It is.
And if they fuck this up,
GG.
then it's Halo is in obscurity for the rest of its time. Like there's going to be almost impossible to pull it back from there. So it looked, for what it was, it looked good. It hit all the nostalgia things. People were, excited about it as much as they needed to be. We're going to see more gameplay and stuff as time goes on. Next E3, we'll probably see lots of shit. There'll probably be a demo that they run up on stage. I bet you there'll be like a 10-15 minute just fucking straight gameplay demo at E3 next year, running on the new console. They'll be like full 4K, suck your dick, 60 FPS, Halo, 15 minutes, go. Keanu Reeves is playing. Like it would just be like some wild shit. And then as far as that goes, that's pretty much Microsoft. We already talked about it. They're still calling it Project Scarlet, so they haven't even officially titled it yet. They're still calling it Project Scarlet, so they haven't even given it its official title yet. The new console.
Oh, it might already have a title. They just don't want to leak it.
Well,
yet.
that's it. You'll hear it again next year, E3.
Yeah,
you'll get it then. Yeah. That's it. Holiday 2020 launching alongside there with Halo. No price point either. Again, next year you'll get that. After that, boy, let me tell you, did E3 have some roller coaster? And by that, it was mostly down with some minor ups, but then it mostly kind of kept going down again. Bethesda. Bethesda.
Oh man, that was a fucking.
It actually kind of hurt to watch.
Yeah, bro, it was bad.
Like I was kind of embarrassed for them.
It was bad.
So I was embarrassed for a couple reasons. One, they literally, I'm pretty sure the first 3 rows of that were paid people
100%.
and or actual employees
100%
of Bethesda.
Who was the fucking dick?
And then there's one dude who like Twitter blew up over, one fucking asswipe, who in between every second word of whoever was on stage yelled so loud that the guy on stage or girl on stage had to stop because they broke concentration.
Yes.
Because they're just screaming for nothing. Literally nothing was happening. There was nothing to get excited about in this entire conference.
It was so awkward,
and this
dude.
person was just screaming.
I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm actually upset with Bethesda for not kicking that guy out
sooner. Like, that should have happened pretty much immediately.
Dude, he was there almost right to the end. Like, he was literally almost, he got quiet
only like
for a little while.
It was like the back 10 minutes of that conference, he was no longer there or shut up.
They literally needed to have somebody come out and tell him to shut the fuck up or get the fuck out. It was so distracting. It was bad. It was bad.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, it was embarrassing because it was the most obvious use of paid cheering people, which we've known has happened for years anyway.
Of course.
But this was the most egregious, obvious use I have ever fucking witnessed in my life.
It was so
there
bad,
was
dude.
nothing to cheer for.
No. And they were going crazy, dude.
Yes.
Crazy for this shit, bro.
Yes, like as if everything that was being announced was like
Second coming of
6.
Christ. Yes.
It was like everything was amazing. So Pete Hines is the first guy out on stage. It wasn't even Todd Howard to start it. Hines gets up on stage. He looks like he's ready to shit himself because he knows what's coming. He does his little thing, and then here comes God fucking Howard, wearing almost the same
thing
fucking clothes as he did last year. Slightly different. He was like a color swap.
Yeah. Lighter beige.
He purchased some DLC, $10 color swap for the costume. And he does his Todd Howard thing. He goes out, he tells 3 Todd Howard jokes. Everyone, one guy in the background, yeah!
That's literally what it was.
And then he just dumped into basically what he had already said before in that interview. It was Fallout 76 came out, and it was, we got some well-deserved criticism. Now, here's some
Now it's
footage,
one of the biggest, or like he's talking about some fucking
but you guys made it to what it is now. And here's some footage of a bunch of, like, people that you should feel sorry for,
dude,
that changed their lives playing Bethesda games.
That was so cringe. And I'm watching this live, right? And I'm trying, because I know what the world's like. I'm trying not to like make fun of what the fuck's going on.
I wonder
because
if any one of those people realized that they got used.
They were used. It was like a propaganda piece.
Yeah.
And they were literally the weapon.
That's why I couldn't comment on it.
I said nothing. I just
like,
sat
these
there
people
and I
were
watched
already getting used and abused.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, you feel bad for what these people are going through, and I can relate to a lot of the things a lot of those people were struggling with. But at the same time, I'm watching this. I'm going, this can't be fucking real. Are they really using this as a way to make it seem like Bethesda's games, Fallout 76?
It was like, don't attack us too hard, guys, because look at this.
Look at all the great we've been doing. And then not only did they do it once, they did it multiple times.
Yeah, they brought that back like 3 times.
I couldn't fucking fathom, bro.
Yeah.
You had people that were like half crying on there. Like, I was like, Jesus,
Here's a couple of women holding hands with a zoom in. It's Pride Month, and here's a bunch of people that have like crippling disorders and diseases that overcame it by playing
Fallout 76.
Fallout 76, and now they're UI designers for Bethesda, and this is how good and amazing we are. So
Dude.
don't yell at us too much, because we're out here working hard for you, and Bethesda and God Howard. And
it was so fucking awkward, dude.
It was
bad, dude. It was bad, and it was so agenda heavy. It was so politically. It was like a political play.
I mean,
and it was
hope
forcing
that those people don't realize it, because ignorance is bliss in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not on them. Like, they didn't.
I know.
You know,
I'm not
there's
saying.
nothing-
No, what I'm saying is, I hope they don't realize
I hope
it.
not, because then it's
you're gonna feel used.
100%, and that's what it was. They were
Yeah.
used, without a doubt. They were used. Period. They were fucking used, because I couldn't find anybody out there that was excited about Fallout 76.
Yeah.
Go and find. I don't want to say a real fan, but find a fan that you're not using their struggles as a way to push your bullshit product and making it seem like it wasn't all bad, because look what we've done for such and such with crippling depression, or such and such with eating problem, or such and such with thoughts of suicide, or whatever the fuck they were pulling, bro. It was every type of heartstring. It was like watching a doctor a thing at 4:00 in the morning. Do you feel depressed?
Yeah.
Have you just your appetite bad?
Yeah.
Maybe you're eating too much.
I have a magic pill for you.
Yeah, that's what they just name every fucking thing so that somebody and everybody could relate to one struggle or another, and then you're latching onto that, and it was so blatant. Dude, I was watching the stream like this, like, and I was looking at the chat because I wanted to see if somebody else was. And the sad thing about it is, not a lot of people were picking up on what they were doing. I was like, and I didn't say anything about it. You know, some people were like, "This is cringe," but then there were some I didn't see.
Most people were probably focusing on the people showing up on stream, and because it's Twitch, and people's first thing is they want to meme it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, here's an obese person with pink fucking hair and 3 teeth in their head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make fun of that
them.
person.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's
Yeah.
like the first thing they're focusing on, that part. Not a lot of people were probably going through the thing in their head where they're going, holy shit. Bethesda is literally trying to play some fucking, chess.
Yes.
With the community that's been
To the point where you can't say
them.
anything about it. Like, they're playing their cards in a way that, like,
because if you say anything, it's like,
you're an asshole.
Well, you're a fucking
dick. You're a dick.
Exactly.
Oh, you're not about Pride Month? Did you know it's Pride Month?
Exactly.
You're a fucking cunt, right? They used every type of social thing that you see on a regular, and they like ninja started against you to the point where you couldn't make fun of the game for being shit.
It was some passive aggressive bullshit
Man, it was-
on levels untold before.
insane.
I haven't, dude. That and actually made me angry.
No, dude, I was mad. I wouldn't say I was mad. I was disgusted. I was like, God damn, man.
Well, I'm angry because I have officially watched Bethesda go from one of my most trusted and beloved companies.
Oh,
in
you were
gaming,
on their dick for years.
because they had created
Great games.
my favorite game of all time.
Yeah.
And I knew that they were internally, the worst that we got out of them was, oh, well, they're using a 20-year-old engine and they refuse to fucking fix their mistakes. But in the last 2 years, they have done some of the most ridiculous bullshit that nobody can and I wouldn't even want to try to defend it, but in ways that I'm not even sure how internally somebody didn't go, guys, the internet isn't that dumb.
Yeah.
People aren't that. Are we really assuming that people are going to look at this the way that you think they're going to fucking look at this? Like, somebody had to. Todd Howard himself had to sit down and go,
How does he even approve
this is
that?
good.
That's insane.
This is going to help us.
You're getting people from around North America or wherever, and you're asking them to go on camera in a dark room in front of the camera, just you and the camera, you're naked, telling your most intimate shit for them to sell a fucking game, not even really to sell it at this point,
Not selling
to
games,
save face.
selling them. Selling
They're
them.
fucking, it's insane.
They're literally trying to get it so that people think twice about criticizing
Yes.
them for their bullshit.
Yes.
Because they're showing this and they go, oh, well, they're not that bad. You know,
It's
they did.
fucking sane. They got used to the 10th degree. And all I can do is hope and pray that the people that poured their heart out in front of the world, which we feel bad for them, not only for what they were going through, because it was, kudos to them for having the courage to go out and say what they said.
Yeah.
But goddamn,
Yeah.
you feel horrible and that it's used in that context. It's great to get the message out there because games have saved tons of people.
Yes.
And have gotten me through dark times along
Yes.
with many people. But to use it in that way, it was
crazy.
It was crazy. And Bethesda it was like their trump card. It was like their last thing. It's like, how deep can we go down this rabbit hole?
Apparently,
Deep.
very deep.
I couldn't believe it, man. I didn't even mention it on stream because I was like, if I don't even know if I can open up the can of worms because you're walking on eggshells, right? It's crazy.
Dude,
it's crazy.
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
So they pulled whatever the fuck that was, and if that wasn't enough, then they dump right off the bat look, the fact that they even mentioned the game Fallout 76. In my opinion, was insane. What they need to do with Fallout 76 is literally never mention it ever again. Like I said last week, be China, pretend that your horrific political and war crime shit never happened. Don't talk about it.
No.
And just let it die.
Oh, they talked about it.
Not only did they talk about it, but they committed the most in history
Yes.
tone deaf
Yes.
announcement
Yes.
of all time.
Say it.
They put a Battle Royale mode in Fallout 76.
Dude.
Why?
Bro, there's going to be a video of me saying Bethesda gave me crippling depression.
Who okayed that? You know somebody said it because you have to internally.
But Adam, you know what the thing was for Todd Howard? You know what he kept saying over and over and over and over again throughout the whole thing, and he had to make sure that you knew it. Because he knows the bullshit he's spewing out of his mouth and the garbage that they're giving you. You know what he kept saying, Adam? But it's free. Free. He said that. I don't know how many times he said free, but every time he spewed up bullshit and it was garbage,
it was
but it was
more
free garbage. So don't complain.
Exactly.
Don't complain because it's free. Listen,
Yeah, you can't complain about free.
You can't complain about free.
No.
It's free.
By the way,
it's
we saved this depressed guy for free.
That's what dude. It was so sick. I couldn't believe it. I even started saying it before he even said it. I would say, but it's free, and then 2 seconds later, and it's free.
This lady over here with crippling social anxiety, we saved her
For free. And then you've got the dude going, yeah, fuck yeah, free, baby,
have my children.
woo, Todd Howard's a god, woo, titties.
I mean, again, my reaction to that was genuine. It was me just saying no for about 30 seconds, and then I got up and left the room.
Oh man, it was hot.
I didn't think
It was hot
that
garbage.
it was possible for them to make worse decisions.
Hot garbage, bro.
The video with all the people and Fallout 76 Battle Royale are the two, I'm calling it right now, most tone-deaf, insane decisions that any AAA company has made, arguably,
Ever.
in modern gaming history. The levels of tone-deaf crazy that just went down in a span of 5 minutes in that conference is almost unfathomable. I can't...
You know they're
I
paid
can't-
actors when they said Battle Royale and there was heavy cheers. At that point, I actually couldn't believe. I thought we weren't getting any more Fallout bullshit. They came out with a Battle Royale, Adam. There's a Battle Royale coming to Fallout, and the asshole...
It's here. I watched Shroud play it.
Is it actually here?
Yes, it was released that same day. I watched Shroud play it last night.
Oh my god.
Ask me how good it is.
Oh,
bad.
Dude,
It's bad.
You don't even need to say that.
Really?
No, nobody's playing it.
Really bad.
I'm not seeing anybody playing this
Not
game.
only that, but it's still got all the same glitches and bullshit that the main game has.
Dude, literally nobody's playing this.
It's awful.
I'm trying to find it right now. It's like it doesn't exist. Fallout.
It might not be on. It might not be on Twitch's like list of games, so it might pop up as something else. It might just be underneath Fallout 76.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch this. I didn't even know it was out now.
Do you want to let you know right now?
Dude,
It is.
Oh, it's a hot
You know, it's
mess.
bad, but it's the same glitches and shit that you find
it's
elsewhere.
Hot, dude, it's hot garbage.
In a battle royale.
No. It's a hard no. And that asshole had the balls to go out and say, "We've got such a great community that there's not even any griefing, you know? There's no griefing, you know, people are all so nice." You know, and
You'd think that if, you know, the world coming to an end, it wouldn't, you know, everyone would just be, but you guys give me hope for when the world inevitably gets glassed over.
cures depression.
Bethesda, building Fallout bunkers for free. Sign up today.
Craziness, dude. I'm watching it right now. Looks like dog shit.
It's
Even the menus, dude. Even the inventory and shit all looks like dog shit. This game is not meant to be a battle royale. How do you?
It's not even meant to be a game.
No, it's no.
Of any description.
It's like a sandbox where they create the game. They just put it. They just said go in there and fuck with glitches.
Dude, people got excited about the fact that for Fallout 76, they were talking about bringing back non-NPCs and then, or like NPC,
I know,
whatever. The fuck,
I saw
and
that.
then branching dialogue trees.
They said, guess what? It's back.
And they got excited about that
They're like,
shit.
oh my god.
As if it was...
Whoa! Branching voice trees! Yes! Cheered it up, boys. There will be guns.
Bethesda's actually dead to me.
It was such a shit show, bro. I might actually rewatch the whole thing because it's so over the top.
Like I said, the very beginning, I got raided right at the beginning of the thing too. Somebody came in, I was like, "You guys chose the wrong time coming here." But good news, you know, like dumpster fires, how they're hard to look away. You were about to witness the biggest dumpster fire, and my God, did they not disappoint?
No, they didn't disappoint. Everything.
There was one highlight though of that entire Bethesda thing: Ghostwire Tokyo, where the girl came out on stage and she was fucking adorable.
Oh, the cutie? Yeah.
And like fucking full blown anime, real life. She was adorable. Her and Keanu Reeves are like the paint that and the dog that was like an Ubisoft, like the patron saints.
Oh, John Brenthal, I think his name, or something like that. His dog.
He brought the dog out. Yeah. And those are like this. So people have like the holy trinity of E3 are like Keanu Reeves, her, and the dog.
Yeah, that's it.
I have in quotation marks here. Spooky. I mean, it was a trailer. That's what she said. She was like, it was adorable. She's like, it's spooky. She's like barely able to speak English. It was fucking hilarious. I always got to give props. Like, on one hand, I wish that they just got somebody out there with a translator or something, because some of the people that they send out, you know, they're Japanese developers. They send out the people that can best speak English.
Yeah.
But some of them really can't speak English well enough for, unless you're somebody who's used to accents, and specifically like a Japanese accent. A lot of what they're saying is just going right over top of people's heads.
But they're cute and they're enthusiastic about their product, right?
No, so like on one hand, like that's the upside of it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, a translator wouldn't stop that from getting across because they're still going to say their shit.
Yeah.
I'm just always impressed. People always like hate on them for not being able to speak English. I'm like, guys,
dude, that's so tough though.
Unless you personally can literally speak more than one language fluently, shut the fuck up.
Can you imagine going on stage and as a second language, your second language, not only just going on there as your first language, but as a second one?
And then there's like people in Europe where they're surrounded like by like 5 languages within a half an hour fucking drive.
Yeah.
And you're forced to learn a couple languages.
Yeah.
Everywhere else in the world, that's not really a thing.
Yeah,
you might have at best two languages where the primary language hard overshadows. So unless you're born into the secondary language, you're not speaking it.
Yeah.
Japan, not exactly the multilingual mecca of the world.
Speak Japanese.
It's like Canada.
Yeah, speak English.
It's English.
Maybe French.
With like a small contingency of French speakers.
Yeah.
In the States, English, Spanish.
You want a better paying
Same thing.
job? Learn French.
You want to go work in Ottawa and make like on average 30,000 more a year than everyone else?
Yeah. Go
Learn
speak
French. But yeah, it was just CGI. I will say this: it was some of the best CGI I've seen in a long time.
For what?
For Ghostwire Tokyo. If you
I'm trying to remember which one that was. I watched the whole thing, but
yeah, so it was like Thanos almost. People were
Okay.
disappearing and shit.
No, that was Elder Ring, right?
No. Elder Ring is the George R. Martin
That's right,
and
that's
Miyazaki
right.
crossover.
Yeah, okay,
This
yeah,
Ghostwire Tokyo was like people were like going about their daily business. It was raining.
Oh,
disappeared.
that's right. Yes,
also
yes,
low key Hawkeye. Looked
Yes,
like he was in-
yes. It was basically, it literally
It looked
reminded
like
me of
the
Endgame.
Avengers. Endgame. Yeah. So
What about that cool game with where you're in the apartment? It's called like 11 minutes.
12 minutes.
12 minutes. That was cool.
was that?
I don't think that was Bethesda though. That was like
That
might have
wasn't
been
Bethesda.
Microsoft.
That was, I think, just a PC gaming show. I think
Okay, I thought that was Microsoft.
that looked fire though.
That looked dope.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of Groundhog Day and like
well,
lived
it
on
was
repeat.
reliving it over and over
You know,
again.
but at the same time, it was well done, and I think
super
it's
well done.
I think that's really cool. You're probably gonna
Again-
die over and try and figure out the right way to do things.
Again, crazy good voice acting.
Yeah,
Which
and
you
that's-
have to have for that game
Oh,
specifically.
well, it's voice
or
driven.
it falls apart.
Yeah, or it falls apart because
Yeah.
graphically, it's not doing much, but it's
Exactly.
a cool immersive game. And you know what? Those are the type of games that I'm loving now. I want to be able to sit down, play a game for 5-6 hours, have a good experience, and walk away from it.
Yeah.
That's that. You know that those games speak to me, so that was cool. Any other big things?
Yeah, my childhood and all of my hopes and dreams not only got shattered because Bethesda is destroying everything that I loved about them consecutively year on year. For I'm gonna say 3 or 4 E3s now, whenever somebody has asked me, what's the far flung game that you hope just makes an appearance, and it's a comeback game, and one of the games that I've always said, other than Jet Set Radio Future, which I'm still waiting on now, was Commander Keen.
Yes, and they came up.
And
There was one
Commander
there, right?
Keen popped up, but of course we can't just get actual goddamn Commander Keen. We had to get some shitty intern built Commander Keen mobile game.
Yeah, dude. It looked
There's
like
just a
you know what it looked like?
microtransaction laden.
You know what it looked like? Oh no, was that? No, that wasn't. I was thinking of the Rainbow Six one.
Oh,
Remember
that's
that?
also bad.
Dude, that shit looked like Virtual Boy from the Sega CD.
That was rough.
It looked fucking
And
awful.
we're gonna get to that for another reason in the Ubisoft conference. But they came out and they completely destroyed Commander Keen. All I could think of was like the Godfather, where Marlon Brando said, "Look how they massacred my boy." It's basically me sitting at that, just watching it. My heart was just being ripped out of my chest. Like, are you serious? After all this time, you finally decide to do something with Commander Keen, and you give it a
that's what you
shit
do.
fucking mobile game.
And that's
Seriously?
what you do. That's what you do. Mobile's the future, right?
Just ripping it out of my chest.
I mean, you have a cell phone, don't
Like,
you?
you couldn't even just do Commander Keen, the original games, and like up-res them a little bit and put that on mobile, which would work great. They're simple platformers.
Yep.
You had to like literally destroy everything about Commander Keen and then make it a really shit tier 2-frame animation, intern-made bullshit microtransaction laden fuck show.
Yep. Have fun.
Fuck yourself, Bethesda. Wolfenstein, which the new Wolfenstein game is actually pretty dope. But they have Cyberpilot, which is a VR little mini game-ish of sorts where you're literally just in the mech suits that are in the newer games, shooting shit in VR.
Fun.
And then they have Youngblood, which is the next part of the series where BJ Blazkowicz who's the main guy in Wolfenstein, the guy who you play, has gone missing or whatever, and then his 2 daughters. This happens in the 80s. His 2 daughters now are out looking for him, and so you can play the game as one of the daughters, or in co-op, you can play through the whole game, so the 2 daughters together, doing it. It looked like more of that game. The shooting and stuff was pretty good in general. It played well. They had lots of great memes in those games. So it was one of the few, Wolfenstein's been one of the few shining things that Bethesda has. And those 2 looked like, more of the same. So if you're into that, well, then there you go. Then we got Doom Eternal, which looked like more Doom.
Yep.
But it also had platforming.
Dude, I'm not gonna
Which
lie.
was weird.
It was like a bit of Mirror's Edge in there, like where you're fucking literally.
That is odd.
It was very odd. And it looked.
It's not like it's not that it looked like it wasn't
No,
playable.
but
it just looked like it out of place.
Yeah, and it looked a bit janky, to be honest with you. Like it was smooth, like everything looked. The animations looked good, but when you went to go and when you get close to an enemy, it would do that animation almost like a Mortal Kombat finisher, and you'd be like, me to you, and then all of a sudden you're like in them, killing them, and then you're like back.
Well,
it was almost like it sucks you into the video.
Well, it was like it was like that in the like other. Doom.
Okay, I didn't like. I didn't personally just thought it was.
It does. It's jarring.
It's jarring. Yeah.
There's no real animation that takes you from you to the enemy.
Yeah.
It's like the screen blinks.
Yeah, and then you're
the
there.
animation happens.
Yeah, and then you're there.
And it's. I think it's just to keep the pace of the game.
But it was really
up.
weird because as you're platforming and jumping, like you're jumping down on somebody, and the next thing you know, you're like in them, and then you're killing them, and then you're still going. It was like
it is jarring.
Yeah, because everything else is so smooth. Like it's fucking. It looks so dope when you're running around shooting people, and then when you get close and you're doing that shit, the whole feel of it changes. Like it's no longer as smooth as it should be.
Yes,
I didn't like that. I mean, personally,
I never, and I didn't like that about the first, the last round of Doom either. Was that just the lack of animation of getting you to the enemy that you're like doing a finishing move on?
Yeah,
because it was very it kind of fucks with your coordination.
Yeah, it's like Assassin's Creed when you go and assassin somebody. It's you almost, or not Assassin's Creed, but the other one, the Dishonored. It was just like that.
Similar, but even that had some animation between you and the person you were killing. This is literally like the screen blinks,
and
then
you're
you're
there.
in the animation, and it's definitely all in the just for the sake of keeping the pace of the game up.
Yeah,
but I think for me anyway,
I think it ruins it slows it down almost.
It just feels awkward.
Yeah,
it just feels awkward.
But whatever, people love Doom.
Doom is really good. And it is
great.
good. It's fucking good. The shooting is great. It's fast paced. It's nuts. It looks amazing.
It's not for me, but okay.
But it is. Yeah, it's not for me either. But
looks
that
like
was
more Doom.
The platforming was weird. I don't get the platforming thing. But they
on
also
top of that, when they were jumping around, there was somebody made the joke in my chat, and I was thinking about it about Mario, and then all of a sudden there was
Mario
like
Doom,
and then all of a
they
sudden
had
there was
one-up mushroom or whatever.
Yeah, like you could hear like brang brang brang, like ding 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 ding. It sounded like they were collecting coins and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It was
here?
weird. It did. They had collectibles that almost looked like a fucking mushroom.
It was
weird.
making those weird Mario noises. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, it was a bit wild. They also announced for that though the battle mode, which is where there are 2 demons and 1 slayer. Where the 2 demons are working to kill. And it looked cool.
That was cool.
And so that was a new mode.
It reminded me a lot of Dead by Daylight and those type
similar,
of games.
Smaller scale, but similar idea.
Exactly, yeah.
And it did look pretty cool. And then the other thing that they announced that was like a software-related thing is Orion, which is a game streaming tech that works in tandem with things like, I guess, Stadia or whatever. If they're trying to port older consoles, older engines, this tech works with apparently any engine to help reduce the latency and the data required by up to 40%. I'd have to see that in action before I believe literally anything that they just said there.
Yeah.
And then see how well it works with those older games. But that's something that they're working on, which is good because one of the questions that a lot of people had were, how are older games going to be able to get, it's one thing for newer games to be built around with the idea of being used for these services, but how are you going to make older games be able to accommodate that? And I guess ZeniMax and Bethesda working together to a degree to try and solve that problem in the market.
Cool.
So we'll see how that works when it inevitably gets used, I suppose. And that was really it for Bethesda.
Yeah.
It was a gong show almost entirely with very few.
That was a shit show.
Very few upsides. And we move on to the PC Gaming Show. This is the show that Mr. Day J himself hosts pretty much every year now, along with Frankie in the last couple of years, the girl that hosts alongside of him, and they do their thing. They always do a pretty good job of it. And so much gets shown at this show that it's hard to even keep up. So I'm just going to highlight some of the major shit here, because there really is an almost nonstop slew of shit that you see like 3 seconds of a clip of a game on screen, and they just keep fucking cranking stuff out for like the whole conference. Midnight Ghost Hunt was the first thing that really stood out to me. Did you see any of the PC Gaming Show?
Didn't watch any of it.
So Midnight Ghost Hunt, you know the game Prop Hunt? that streamers played a fair amount of for a while, and it was pretty cool. It's like a Source Engine mod.
Yep.
Okay, so Midnight Ghost Hunt is like prop hunt with Ghostbusters. So the people that are ghosts, they're hiding in objects around the house, this mansion, and then there are people that literally look like Ghostbusters. They're in like hazmat suits with like fucking proton packs, and essentially,
I'm looking at it right now. Yep.
And their job is to clear the house of ghosts. But the ghosts can fight back. They can actually throw objects at the ghost hunt, Ghostbusters, if you want to call them that, or ghost hunters. And their job is to incapacitate all of the hunters before all the ghosts go down. And the hunters or the busters, they want to clear out all the ghosts, especially before midnight, because when midnight rolls around, the ghosts' power goes way through the roof, and they're really hard at that point just to survive until the morning or whatever. So it looked pretty cool graphically. It actually looked
it doesn't
really
look
great.
bad.
It looks like it'll be a fun little game. It's not it's not something you're going to charge $60 for, but it was kind of a fun little game and a cool kind of extension of Prop Hunt, where before Prop Hunt was just you go and hide, but now you actually can retaliate a bit and fight back against the people trying to find you and whatnot in the house. And so that kind of stood out to me a bit. Shenmue 3 got shown off. They brought the boys out on stage for Shenmue 3. Shenmue is one of the most beloved Dreamcast titles of all time, and a lot of people have been waiting for Shenmue 3 to finally hit, and it's gone through its ups and downs in development, and I've got to be honest, there's Shenmue right there, Dreamcast. So I've got to be honest, dude, the game looked rough.
I didn't see it, so
graphically it looked like an Xbox 360 game. Animations looked really bad pretty much throughout. Voice acting, also not so hot. It looked really rough. And yet it's coming out, I think, this year, this November. But it still looks like a game that needs another like year, 2 years, to really polish it up. So that's going to be another one of those games where it's going to lean hard on story and character. And if that isn't there, you're asking players to do an awful lot, because it really did look dated as fuck. It looked like an old game. Talk about Shenmue 3 Epic Store. I didn't even know anything. I don't even remember anything about that, but I'm assuming it's going to the Epic Store
or something.
I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. If a game goes to Epic Store, fucking don't care. If it goes to Steam,
I don't
congratulations.
give a fuck. I don't.
If it goes to neither of them and it's a console exclusive, also
if the game never comes out, I actually don't give a flying fuck.
Fucking care.
It can die in a fucking fire.
Yeah. But I'm guessing. Oh, it's an EGS exclusive after having a GoFundMe or whatever through Kickstarter. Oh, okay. So it was another one of those. That's happened to a few games.
Don't care.
Really don't care.
Yeah.
Because this is a game that barely happened even with the Kickstarter. And now you're looking at, again, one of the most beloved games of all time with a developer behind it that everyone wants to love. And then if the developer comes out and says, we're taking this to EGS because they're paying us lots of money and we'll be able to maybe make some more games or maybe some content for this game down the road.
Yeah. Maybe fix your animations.
Just fucking be happy.
Hire a better voice actor.
Just be happy. Just fuck over yourself. Grow the fuck up. Just grow the fuck up. Jesus Christ. It's not that bad. Ancestors, which was shown last year, is literally where you're going to Africa. To Africa! 10 million years ago. Going through the various stages of humanity's evolution, and you're playing through them of sorts. Which sounds like a really weird concept, but when you watch it be played, it actually looks pretty dope. And so they showed a bit more of that as well. That's all I have to say about it. Is it looked pretty good. It's a game that nobody else would ever think to do. Somebody decided to go and do that. Like if somebody sat down and pitched a game, let's go to Africa 10 million years ago, and you play through the evolution of humanity, somebody would go, maybe not. They said, fuck it, we're doing it, and it looks pretty dope.
All right.
After that, Chris Tales, which is an RPG with a great art style, a really, really unique-ish art style. And when I say RPG, I mean I don't want to call it a Japanese RPG, but it kind of like edges in that direction a bit. And then there's mechanics of past, present, and future. So time plays a pretty big part in this game, and depending on where you are, if you're I guess it will look like if you're in the past, the present, or the future, depending on where you are, whether that's in the battles or outside in the world, it pretty dramatically changes how things go. And so I'm guessing that you're going to be doing a lot of jumping around,
time traveling,
and trying to like piece something together, doing it that way.
So basically a puzzle. It's a puzzle game.
At least to some degree. Like I don't know. You don't see enough of it to really tell, but it isn't more of an RPG kind of deal. Then we saw more Borderlands 3. Guess what? It's more Borderlands.
Cool. A lot of Borderlands this year.
Yeah, with the only additional thing that we really learned is that they have DLC for Borderlands 2 that is a prequel lead up to Borderlands 3 that they're releasing.
Okay.
After that, we got Telling Lies, which is from the same team that did Her Story. Do you remember seeing people on Twitch play your story or Her Story?
No.
So full FMV, so recorded just camera footage or whatever as a game.
Oh, shit. Yes. Okay. And it's like a detective thing or something?
Yes. So, of sorts. So,
like a mystery.
Yes. So, same people that did that doing this. Again, called Telling Lies. Full FMV. It's like a thriller mystery puzzle game. 10 hours of video footage in this game.
Damn.
And you're doing a lot of combing through like metadata on videos. Like if you search for a certain word, then the game will like goes through all the videos. Maybe this word appears in another piece of footage somewhere else, and you're like reverse engineering, trying to stitch stuff together, solve this thing. And depending on what you're searching for and where you're pointing yourself through videos as you're looking, you'll like maybe you see more footage than somebody else that plays the game or whatever. But you're constantly combing through stuff, trying to piece this whole thing together. I think it has something to do with like NSA, like somebody found a bunch of like this NSA tapes or whatever, footage from a bunch of different people saying they're uncovering some sort of like conspiracy thing or some shit.
Sounds cool.
And it looked really cool. A very unique game. So definitely check that out. Telling Lies looks pretty cool. Then we got Maneater for a hot minute as well, which is Grand Theft Auto, but you're a shark. Again, showed last year. But they showed a bit more this year, and it literally, it's like Grand Theft, the way he described it, it's like playing Grand Theft Auto, but you're a shark. So you're eating people and fucking boats up and doing all sorts of shark things. And you also upgrade. So like you got upgrades and shit, so you're like growing as a shark, like baby shark, to
a great white.
To like growing all the way up, and so you've got big power spikes.
Megalodon.
And then you've got, you can like choose upgrades for like metal teeth for like fucking boats up even harder and shit and everything. And it's a game that everyone's been talking about because it's so ridiculous, but it's like a hilarious
Actually
concept.
Sounds kind of fun.
It looks pretty dope too. Like graphically, it looks pretty dope. So Maneater was another one. Warframe, the game that just keeps getting bigger and crazier updates as time goes on. That community is diehard as all hell.
Yep.
Finally getting the Empyrean expansion, which is like their space travel and combat expansion.
Damn.
Which is a big expansion. I think up to 4 people on the ship or whatever.
So it's starting to become more and more like Star Citizen, except it's actually out.
It's a little less detailed than what Star Citizen is going for, but it's definitely a major step for them because it's no longer just terrestrial battles. Now you're going into space.
That's pretty huge.
It's fucking huge.
That's pretty fucking big.
So
that's not small.
So they were talking about that and, going through a little bit of the stuff. I think a lot of it people probably already knew for the most part. They have a lot more coming up. They have their TennoCon, which is like their convention for Warframe, where they're going to have a much bigger reveal. And they were promoting that as well because they had in-game content where if you watch on Twitch like a half an hour of the full hour, you unlock some shit in the game and stuff like that. So they have
Warframe,
a lot of stuff coming.
Warframe is the fucking truck that keeps going, and they are fucking geniuses when it comes to keeping their game relevant and in the forefront. They do some great the people like the marketing team on that understands gamers and understands how to do promotions. Understands how to engage with their community.
Yeah.
They just fucking get it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, if you took that team and gave them to somebody like Blizzard, wow. Like, how much better would Blizzard be off having people that actually know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to how to treat content creators, all this other shit. It's insane.
They've, the difference between those two is that you're talking about a company that's basically just all Warframe.
Yeah.
and they're a smaller company that's kind of more independent, so they're not.
Of course,
they don't have to answer to anyone but themselves.
I know,
right?
but I'm saying I'm giving them a damn compliment.
Yes, no, absolutely. No, I get it. I get it. You know, they have the luxury of that, and they aren't squandering it.
No,
they're doing a lot of good stuff with it. I just wish that they made it an easier game to get into as a new player.
Yeah.
Because it's
tough.
It's a shit show.
It's tough. They
have a lot. The thing is, they have to look at it because, again, they are a smaller team. They have to look at it and go, you know, we have to keep making content for the hardcore players that are basically our whales.
Yeah.
And you know, only so many resources can go back to like the old content to get it to a point where like older people, or newer people, I should say, to get into the game.
Yeah.
But I feel like that game could really use some like a pair of like fucking trimmers to go out and just, you know, get the hedge back a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, just there's too much going on.
Yeah,
it's
bloated. It's not a casual. It's a casual friendly game, but it's not casually friendly to pick up.
No,
you're literally lost.
It's so many years of them having like band-aided stuff on that a lot of like excess fat could be trimmed severely.
Yeah,
to streamline the process for newer players.
I agree.
And
they need to do what WoW did, right? Basically, make things quick to jump in.
Well, you can kind of do that, but the thing is, there's so many systems in this game now.
Yeah. It's
that
tough.
even if you do it,
it's tough. Yeah.
You need like an encyclopedia.
Yeah.
To really actually, you know, keep up on the side to get it going.
I agree.
Otherwise, fire.
Yeah.
I mean, unadulterated fire. They're killing it out there with Warframe. Then we had Baldur's Gate 3, which we talked about as well last week on the podcast. They didn't have a heck of a lot more to show. It was like the trailer or whatever. What they did mention was that it's coming out when it's ready. They pulled one of those because there's a lot to do for Baldur's Gate. They want to do it properly. Apparently, these guys have been trying to get the Baldur's Gate license for many years. And then finally, the guys who had the license called them up and said, "Hey, would you still want to do Baldur's Gate?"
We need money.
This was after Divinity: Original Sin came out and just did big things, right? Mm-hmm. And they said, "Yes, absolutely." Went and did that.
Here we are.
And here we are. They do have a tabletop game that's a prequel to Baldur's Gate 3 that they're releasing.
Okay, doesn't interest me, but that's
it's kind of a neat,
fans,
you know, for fans, because that's the kind of that's the audience that you have, right?
Absolutely.
And so that was kind of neat. But otherwise, that was pretty much all you know, is that it is coming. You know for sure that it's the people that made Divinity: Original Sin, which means it's probably going to be pretty good. And then you're also going to get this sequel or prequel thing leading up to the release. That's pen and paper.
All right.
Let's see. Oh, Doc apparently tweeted that his director got fired. I don't know if he's memeing or not. That's a meme because he doesn't have a director. But what that does tell you is that whatever is coming can't be that bad because he's memeing on Twitter.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll keep
mishaps. He actually tweeted mishaps led to recaps. Full video coming soon. P.S. My director Alex was fired.
And you know what I mentioned on stream yesterday? I said, you know how if this goes down okay one way or another.
He's going to blame it on somebody.
It's not blaming. Alex doesn't exist. Alex is a non-existent character that he has when he's streaming and something goes wrong on the stream.
This fucking
or
guy.
if he's changing scenes. Alex is the director. He's the guy in the back pressing all the buttons like on the stream deck.
He's
right?
Alex.
So technically Doc is Alex, right?
Yeah.
But Alex is the guy.
See, I don't watch enough Doc to get that.
Right. So that's a Doc joke. So I said what would be really smart of him to do is he fires Alex and he gets a new intern, and that's exactly what he's fucking doing. Called it.
See, he's such a legend, bro. He's a legend.
That's a 200 IQ play.
That's a legend.
I mean, it's not going to save him getting fucked on.
No.
But as far as
But the great thing about his character,
the story about the character is that
the great thing about what Doc does is he can be a dick about being a dick. Like he can just say, you know what, fuck you, I'm Doc, I'm the two-time back-to-back.
Which doesn't work for everyone.
No, but
if you don't have a stick up your ass, that shit's funny, bro.
Dude, it's funny to me.
That shit's funny.
It's funny to me.
It's funny.
See, I didn't even know Alex was a fake thing.
Yes.
And now it just makes that even funnier.
Yeah, he's a non-existent person, just Alex.
Holy fuck. Alex is fired.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. It's going to be like Pedro next or something, right?
Yeah, some new character, somebody new. Who knows what's going to be. All right, moving on.
What a god.
Moving on to one of the better points of E3. Not that there was a heck of a lot of benchmarks for this one. Square Enix, and their conference. So how much of that did you see?
None.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so they led immediately into Final Fantasy VII Remake. That was the first thing they did. They showed a screen, which was like the opening menu in Final Fantasy VII with like the little hand icon and everything that said "New Game," "Continue," and then at the very bottom, "Remake," and they went ring, ring, clicked it.
Oh,
Clever.
they actually make the noise too?
Yeah, it's clever.
Okay.
And they jump right into it. And so we got to see more gameplay of standard combat. We got to see gameplay against the boss, the Scorpion boss, and the bombing run section of the opening of Final Fantasy VII.
I'm watching pieces of it now.
And then they, so they went over.
God damn, it looks sexy, man.
Graphically, obviously, it looks fantastic. There's no two ways around that. Graphically, it looks really, really good. I'm gonna see if I can find my Square Enix notes here.
Damn, dude. Dude, the battle system actually looks.
Yeah, so we got to learn a lot more.
Fire,
we got to learn a lot more about the battle system. So, first thing to get out of the way is that this first section of the game is 2 Blu-ray discs. For this first part, I'm gonna guess a lot of that is because of 4K textures and like audio and cutscenes.
Jesus fuck.
So this is only Midgar, and it's 2 discs, 2 Blu-ray discs. Now, we still don't know how many releases this game's going to have to complete it. The language they used didn't instill a lot of confidence in me.
We thought it was going to be 3, but I mean, if this is...
So this is only Midgar, which is about 15%, stretch it 20, of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh boy.
So the first disc... or he said the first disc is Midgar only, so maybe not both discs. So the first disc is Midgar only, but we don't know. I don't fucking know. The language they used was fucking weird. And he said because, and this was a quote that I had, it's become a game in its own right. Midgar. So, it's really hard to get a bead on
So why
them.
don't they put a Final Fantasy VII Midgar?
Well, that's basically what it's going to be. And
So we're just going to do another one.
But,
Final Fantasy VII X, Final Fantasy VII Z, Final Fantasy VII 10 episodes later, $500 later.
But the thing that everyone's a little like, so the question marks are, how many parts is this going to be? And how long, based on those parts, how long is it going to really be before we get to the end of this remake? Because it's not going to all be as long as the development for this first part, because the first part went through a lot of crazy shit to get to where it is now. But you can't just reuse that many assets when you leave Midgar. Like, Final Fantasy VII's world is... You have to make a lot of fucking assets.
It's big.
It's big.
Yeah. Unless they're cut note parts of the game. All right?
So, is there going to be 5 years in between every release? Probably not. But I'm not even sure, like I said in the last podcast that we were talking about this, I'm not even sure it will be a year. I think it's 2 years in between parts.
They can't do that.
And I think it's going to span almost a decade. I think it's going to be 6 to 8 years.
Don't say that.
I think it's 6 to 8 years.
Don't say that.
With the only thing that would stop that being that they're not going to pay as much attention to detail with the rest of the game as they did Midgar. There's a chance that they looked at Midgar from the original release and said, there's a lot more that should have happened here. And so we're going to spend more time here. Here's the other thing. There are characters that weren't originally in Midgar in the original release that are showing up in Midgar. And if you remember Final Fantasy VII enough, there are parts of Final Fantasy VII's like story bits and pieces that could have happened in Midgar, but didn't for the sake of gameplay. So is it possible that this first 2 disc stuff, even though it's just Midgar, doesn't mean that it's encapsulating just what happened in Midgar in the original Final Fantasy VII, meaning there might not be as much left over of the game as we think there is? And if that's the case, then maybe it's 5 years out from being completely done. But I don't know how we are any less than 5 years away from getting this entire remake. I don't know how that's possible. Which means that this game is going to span the end of PlayStation 4's life cycle into PlayStation 5's and be 3/4 of the way through PlayStation 5's life cycle before the remake is completely done.
For one game. You mean to tell me? I mean, I gotta wait till my son starts school in order to finish this game. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Or maybe even be a year or 2 years in?
That's what it's looking like.
Hey, son, when you're in grade 3, Daddy be finishing Final Fantasy 7.
So, but with the language they used, I don't know how to read that any other way. I don't know how to see that any other way. And truth be told, we might not know until we get this first part, and we still might not know when this comes out. But that will be the first question that everyone has, it still is, how many parts is this going to fucking be? And how long are we supposed to be?
Starting to sound like it's going to be more than 3.
And like, but even if it wasn't, even if it was 3, how long is it? That's still like 5-6 years. Right?
Yeah. No, you're right. You do the math.
If it was a year between each one, I would be super impressed. I don't know how they would do it in a year between each.
A sweatshop.
Basically.
24/7, 7 days a week, cranking out Final Fantasy 7.
Even if it was 18 months. Still, I don't know how they do that. So, anyway. So that language was very odd to me, and it did not instill a lot of confidence. Then we got into the gameplay and stuff, and we started seeing it. And we saw a lot more of the combat.
Looks pretty. I'm not going to lie, man.
I mean, graphically, it looks fantastic. There's no two ways around it. It looks amazing, and it sounds amazing. The soundtrack is there. It's revamped. It's Nobuo Uematsu's legacy. The shit's dope. The action real-time combat is what we're looking at, and they still have an ATB. They still have an ATB bar. So they've broken it up like this. You have your real-time combat, which is your light heavy attack like an action game.
Yeah.
And then you have an ATB bar. And when you use your ATB bars for abilities and stuff of that nature, not your regular attacks, but your abilities. So whether you're using spells or whatever, that's your ATB bar. Your ATB fills up over time like it did before.
Yeah.
And it also gets charged based on your normal attacks that you're dealing during combat.
Yeah.
So you're building that up, and then you have the ability to use your ATB
Limit
bar
break.
for whatever else. Not just your limit, but your limit break is probably also like damage that you take and over time. But the ATB bar is, in the original game, was what you waited for to finish before you could even attack.
Mm-hmm.
But now this ATB bar represents your ability to use abilities that aren't just your standard attacks.
Gotcha.
So your standard attacks are all the time.
So you can just keep going. Just
And
basically
then-
keeping the action going, and then if you want to
and
do an
then
actual attack,
Now you've built up to do like
sword
fire
slash,
or whatever,
Yeah,
like
ice.
thing.
summon.
You'll have
Potion.
that stuff will be ATB
Revive.
bar. So
Phoenix down.
when you do that, and you can dump into it, it goes super hyper slow motion. It doesn't stop completely, but for all intents and purposes, it's basically stopped. And you get to when you're using your ATB bar, and then you choose your stuff,
And then it speeds up again.
and then it speeds back up again, and it's super
That's kinda
slow, and
cool,
it looks
though.
dope, and all the particle effects stay
That's
in the
pretty
air,
cool.
and it looks really cool.
Because it'd be weird if they kind of stopped the action completely.
Yeah, so
So-
they did a very good job with it. Then the follow up question to that is when you're doing action combat like that, so you have AI partners, obviously. So Barrett, Tifa, whatever, they're acting on their own, as well. Micro with the super chat saying, Adam, I called it. The whole game's being released March 2020 on 2 discs. Next E3 will be the Final Fantasy VIII remake. If I'm wrong, stone me to death. Well,
There is a 0 chance.
I don't want to go to jail for killing you.
There's
so
a
I'm gonna
0 chance that
pass
whole
on
game is.
But I'll promise you right now that what we're getting is not the entire game in 2020.
Hell no.
I promise you. And if it is the entire game on 2 discs, and Midgar is only 1 disc, what the fuck does that say for the rest of the game?
It'd have to be Game of Thrones, pretty much.
Just fast forward.
Yeah, it's like the first bit, real good. Let's fuck the rest. We got Star Wars to make. No.
Good luck with that. Final Fantasy VIII remake, literally never going to happen. Ever.
No,
Ever.
it's not as
Ever.
it's not as Die Hard. It's
The
just
the only games that, if you were going to guess at which Final Fantasy games are going to get remade after 7,
7 and 10
at best,
7 and 10.
6, 9, 10, no.
You don't think 10?
6 and 9, no.
10 did really well.
10 did well, but it doesn't need to be remade. It still looks fine.
I
as
suppose
is.
you're right.
And
6 definitely could be redone
6
on the
6
Switch or
is
something.
super fucking. It is considered by people that were old enough to play it before
The greatest.
7,
Yeah.
the greatest of all the Final Fantasy games. And that was a Super Nintendo game. So if there was going to be one brought up, like Final Fantasy 14 has a raid boss that's Kefka, which is the bad guy from 6. Dude, if you got fucking these graphics or better with Final Fantasy 6, people would literally fucking have an aneurysm
Yeah.
for that shit. So
Dude,
that
if
would
you
be
just remade it,
that'd be my guess.
if you just remade it with updated graphics for your handheld, people would be all over
that's what people are wanted with 7, but now we're getting this.
yeah.
So going back to the combat, again, AI partners. And so people get a little antsy with that because it's AI. You never know, how much autonomy does the AI have? Can they choose when to use a potion and go through your items? Can they choose when to use abilities on their own? Things like that. That's like one of the major concerns when you have things, AI partners, because they can often fuck you. You have a plan in your head and they jump the gun and they use an item and then you can't use them again. You're like, well, fuck, thank you for killing me.
Yeah.
Right? So we still don't know 100%, but they do go through the normal attacks and stuff on their own. And then you can, they have a dedicated button. I can't remember which button it is, but you can rotate in real time through the characters.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, so when they build up ATB, rotate through slow motion,
that's cool.
do their thing.
Yeah.
But we don't know if there's there are other RPGs in the past that have done things with AI partners where you can literally give them sets of commands that based on what's happening in combat, you are allowed to do this.
Okay.
Which frees up a lot of micromanagement that doesn't need to happen in everyday in normal combat. When you get to a boss, you probably want as much as humanly possible. Mm-hmm. But in normal combat, sometimes it's nice to just say, look, if your health is below 25% and I haven't already done it, give yourself a high potion. Stuff like that. So we don't 100% know yet, at least to my knowledge.
All right.
But it's still, at the very least, they have a dedicated button, immediately switch, user abilities, swap back out, everything. I think they're trying to keep the pace going. The other thing that I really noticed that looked great, at least in the boss fight, the normal combat, it still looks really good and everything, but what they did a very good job of with the Scorpion boss is the transitions between the stages of the battle. When you're in the middle of that combat, it just rolls right into what's essentially a cutscene, but it's happening in real time. And then it's fluid from within the fucking battle. So everything looks cinematic. So it just looks like a giant cutscene, but you're taking part of this cutscene.
That's dope.
Which looked really fucking dope. And then the other thing that they had was cover. They have cover system. So you'll remember that the Scorpion boss had the tail laser. When you get him down to a certain 50% health, he starts fucking you with a laser.
Final form.
So they're in that battle, and I'm guessing this might be more about bosses and stuff. Hard to say how much they have strewn around the world to make use of cover for regular fights. But they had stuff set up, and Cloud is yelling to Barrett, explaining cover to Barrett. As the game's going on. When he's powering up, this is coming. Get behind cover. The cover can be destroyed, but it absorbs the damage of the shot.
That's
Again,
cool.
all in real time.
That's cool.
Whatever. That's cool. Something you'd want to see in an action combat thing. You don't want to just be running around.
Monster Hunter or something.
Yeah.
You use
because Monster Hunter is fucking smashed action combat.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Again, destructible cover. And then the other thing. Oh, there's something else I have written down here. I call it dynamic events, which is the best I could come up with on the fly when I was watching it. So at one point, the Scorpion boss actually has Cloud picked up in his claw, and is holding him in front, and he's getting fucked on, right? And then Barrett, so the player switches to Barrett and runs up and then shoots to get Cloud released from the boss's grip. I'm assuming otherwise Cloud was going to get absolutely dummied.
Yeah.
So stuff like that also seems to be a thing where there are events that can happen within the battle where you might have to attack a certain part of the enemy to, weaken it whatever.
You're selling me on this. I'm liking it.
And then they followed that up with, you might remember in Final Fantasy 13 and some of the subsequent games where they had a stagger system where if you hit the enemy with enough of what they were weak to, you build up a stagger bar, and then you break their stagger, and then for a period of time, you can do massive damage before the stagger bar resets, and then you continue the process over and over again. And that was kind of like the crux of Final Fantasy 13's combat system.
Yeah.
They have that in this game. To what degree, I'm not 100% on, but at the very least, it looks like it's a similar thing. They might be weak to certain things. The stagger bar is there. You can break the stagger. You do bigger damage.
Damn.
So that's in there too. And that was all I noticed about the combat. I tried to pay as close attention as I could. This was playable at the E3 booth. So if it isn't already there, I suspect we're going to be seeing articles from everyone that's got their hands on it, maybe
Pretty
a couple
soon.
of videos that will give them, their first impressions of getting their hands on it. How does the combat feel? How does it play out? And not just see what they're showing on the E3 stage. But if they're showing it off and it's playable, they must be pretty confident in it at this point.
Yep.
And so it's probably pretty solid. We also got, the internet exploded. We got Tifa's reveal, finally.
Great.
We hadn't seen Tifa until now, or Sephiroth. Nobody gave a fuck about Sephiroth, though. He looks like a band member, a boy band member.
Great.
This is Sephiroth. But Tifa got revealed, and everyone losing their minds. Looks like Tifa. That's about it.
Okay.
I will say the one thing I noticed is that the characters in the game, not Uncanny Valley, but they just something about their faces that look fucking odd. And I follow a guy on Twitter who's an incredible artist. His name is Art Germ. And he noticed this too, and he did a quick little edit and did a side-by-side of his edit versus Tifa in the game. He basically just used Photoshop to reshape and do some stuff with it. And it's subtle, but my brain went from something's fucking off here to, oh, that's a person.
Okay.
So there's something weird that the modelers did with whoever they had for the modelers for this. They still look good, and most people probably aren't going to notice it, but some people it might heighten the Uncanny Valley effect because the proportions of the face and stuff were a little fucking weird. But otherwise, Tifa looked great. She didn't have fucking cannons on her chest. They gave her shorts underneath her skirt, so it wasn't like every time she kicked somebody, you saw her grandchildren. There was nothing like that was going on. So that was nice. So thumbs up for that, and awesome. And that's it. March 3rd, 2020.
Great.
So when we get the first wave of whatever the fuck, that's assuming that it doesn't get delayed. And that was that. So that was the Final Fantasy VII remake. After that, what were the highlights? Final Fantasy VIII Remaster.
Great.
They lost the gold disc to Final Fantasy VIII. Everyone knows this because it's fucking... Of course they did. So they don't even have the original assets really all that much anymore. They had to get them from other places to the best of their ability. And then so they updated character models and stuff. They are massive changes. They go from 5 pixels to actually looking like people. So it looks good. Cleaned it up really well. Up-res menus and stuff so that they look sharp and everything. So you're playing it on a big screen. It looks good. It's Final Fantasy VIII. So if you like Final Fantasy VIII, this is probably going to be the version to play. And then following that, the big one from Square, which was a little out there, Marvel Avengers. Did you see this? So this is actually an Avengers game, full blown. And they had a big cinematic for it. And they're putting a lot into this. So this is a standalone, so it's not comics, and it's not movie related. It's its own thing
All right.
entirely. And no licensing for the faces of any of the actors that have done any of these roles. So the first thing that you notice is none of the characters look like how you've become accustomed to for a decade now, which put a lot of people off. But at the same time, sitting there going, guys, I don't know how much money you think would actually cost. Do you realize how much money it would cost?
No.
Robert Downey by himself bankrupt this fucking game.
Yep.
Don't even bother.
Yeah.
The voice acting that they had, all of them, it sounded fine. They sounded like their characters. It was good. But it's, dude, it kind of sounds like Anthem, but with Avengers. Where there are scenarios and stuff that you go into, and you can play with friends and co-op. They plan to have a release of more heroes within the Avengers universe over time for free. Also, the new scenarios that come out with also going to be free. So my immediate red flag is, well, how are you going to
make money?
Make money, which means probably cosmetic costumes, alternative costumes for heroes and things like that. But it, if you wanted to find out more, guys, if you're listening to this, they gave a big section of this event to this game, so they're putting a lot into it. And the cinematic looked good. And it sounds intriguing to me that somebody would do something that's out of the comics, out of the movies, put that much time and effort into it, and are building out a game where they are planning to put more scenarios, more heroes, etc. moving forward. It sounds like something that could work. I just need to see gameplay, which is what we were really lacking. But maybe for people who are fans of Avengers in general, it's possible. The voice actors that are doing these are people that you probably know. If you're Nolan fucking North, who is in every video game for 20 years, as well as two people, I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but two of them who are part of that you know on Critical Role. Not Matt Mercer, but there are two other characters that are part of that show that are voice acting in this. And then the one other guy, and I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he's another very well-known voice actor. So there's some big names behind it. There's some big money behind it.
Cool.
We just have to wait and see how that pans out. More gameplay needs to be shown. Ubisoft. I called it the Tom Clancy's conference.
Holy fuck.
Because
how much more of this do we have, bro?
it was all
I'm dying.
Tom Clancy.
I'm literally dying here of all this E3 talk. My
We're getting
brain
there. We're getting there.
is quite literally
We're getting
turning
there.
into fucking
I'll carry you.
mush.
I'll carry you across the finish line.
Holy fuck.
Ubisoft, Tom Clancy's conference, Watch Dogs Legion. So there's lots of Tom Clancy shit. And honestly, if you give a shit about anything Tom Clancy, congratulations. This conference has a lot for you. None of it looked anything to write home about.
Terminator.
Watch Dogs Legion. Yeah, Terminator in this did show up in this for sure. Watch Dogs Legion, which is Watch Dogs in London. This did actually look pretty cool. So you remember, you know Watch Dogs.
Yeah, I watched this whole thing.
So Grandma was the
Grandma
meme of the
walking
game.
around, killing
So
people.
the highlights of this is everyone that you can see in the game is recruitable, and everything has permadeath. So you lose the character.
Well, that's
kind of
cool. I do like the permadeath thing.
That's a neat idea.
Yeah.
And you can scout for and find people to fill out your roster to tackle missions the way that you want to tackle missions. That was very unique, very interesting. I mean, it looks good graphically. It looks like it plays okay, like most of them did. But really, let's be honest, everyone just wants to play the 70-year-old assassin, the Queen of England.
Yes.
And go around just fuck on people.
No, it looked fine.
It looked fine.
It looked fine.
The thing that bothered me here, so just like with Commander Keen, I've been wanting a new Splinter Cell, like that was like a more classic Splinter Cell for a good number of years, and we did see Sam Fisher show up, but in a mobile game, just like with Commander Keen. And that was in the game that you mentioned. This was the
this is the shitty
Elite Squad.
Yeah, the virtual fighter looking thing.
Which was like every major character under Ubisoft's banner in Tom Clancy or otherwise showing up in this mobile game. And there's Sam Fisher, which made me think when I saw it, it was because it was like relatively early on in the conference, I went, oh, I wonder if that means that they're getting him in there because they're gonna have another game, they're tying, this is like a tie-in for him. Nothing.
Get fucked. Get dummied.
Oh right, yes. Uplay's streaming service.
I saw that. $14.99.
So you're paying the same amount every month for Uplay. Oh, by the way, this is coming to Stadia. So
Yes.
you'd be paying for Stadia.
Yes, and paying
Then
for
you
that.
pay for Ubisoft.
Yeah. Then whatever other games you want to play.
And then whatever else is going on.
It's a hard no. Oh, but if you sign up right away, you can try it out for free for $1.
Nope. I'll keep that $1.
Thank you. It's a hard pass. That's $14.99 a month to play Assassin's Creed.
Ubisoft's library isn't so deep that it's worth
No.
$14.99.
No, hell no.
That is the same, dude, just put it in perspective. That is the same amount of money per month that Xbox is charging you for Game Pass Ultimate.
Yes, online play, everything. DLC,
Xbox Live Gold,
everything.
PC,
Everything. Give me no.
all of it.
No. Hell no. How many subscriptions do you think I can buy? And
Well, that's why I said,
dude,
look
this
at
isn't even $4.99. This is $15.
You know, Square Enix is going to eventually have a streaming service, and Bethesda's eventually going to
Jesus
have a streaming
fuck.
service, and it will appear on like Stadia and shit, and it's all going to be $14.99 a
No.
month.
No.
And you're going to be like $200 a month in fucking subscriptions.
To play what? To play all the games that, like any of the good games on Ubisoft, you've already played. You've already played them. So why are you spending $15 a month to be able to? No, it's a hard.
You can't expect to not have your service be standalone and still have people pay $15 a month. You can't. You can't say $15 a month and, oh, by the way, it's going to Stadia. You can't say that shit.
No, you can't. No, it's a hard pass.
It's crazy.
I heard that shit, bro, and I threw up in my mouth.
Yeah,
and I swallowed it, and I hate doing that.
It's bad. Never pleasant.
$15, not even including Stadia. Suck a fat dick.
They wrapped up with Gods and Monsters, which was a trailer that actually looked pretty cool, but we didn't see anything. And then the trailer just awkwardly ended, and they dumped right into the cringiest celebrity Rainbow Six match of all time.
Dude, was that? I think that's when I logged out. When there was that black dude. That was like
possibly
hey guys,
the worst host I've ever seen.
He had a crazy lisp, which is fine, but it was, dude.
He tried so hard.
Dude, he tried so hard, not only to be hip and cool.
Yeah, which wasn't working.
Which
really,
at all.
if you're now, this might be racist, but if you're black and you can't pull
dude,
that off,
dude, that's what I was about to say. I was probably should have let me say that. The dude is black, and it was like he was trying to act black while being black.
Yes.
And it's not working at all. No. It's like the white dude that's trying to act black. It's like, bro, chill the fuck out.
Stop.
I felt like it was like me going to a black dude and just saying, bro, you're not like that.
No.
So don't act like he was wearing like the gold chains and shit. Like it was just bad. And then as he was fucking up,
yeah,
they panned over to the two dudes or the three dudes at the desk.
Oh.
And they're like, are we live? And it was sitting there. And they were like talking amongst each other, and then they were live. Then they did a countdown.
Yes.
And it was just, everything was awkward. And then there was one dude that was trying, then when they came into it, the guy shamelessly advertised his fucking show.
Yes.
And it was it was the most cringiest plug I've ever seen. And then they were fucking up all the transitions. It was a fucking nightmare, bro. I had to turn it off. I turned it off.
I watched a good chunk of it because I was like eating and waiting for the next AMD's conference. Was after it.
Oh, it was bad.
And it was bad, but it was so awkward because there was no ending to the conference. It just, they played this Gods and Monsters trailer, which looked pretty dope, and I was like, okay, cool. And then it cut to black. And I was like, what? And then it popped up, and here's this guy.
Cut to the whitest black dude.
Here's this guy, like, bless his heart, struggling to host.
Hey, what up, guys? We got T-Pain in the house and Young Jeezy or
Little Yachty.
Little Yachty, but Yachty's not around yet. So
they came out, and dude, one of the most painful things I saw was when T-Pain came up, and then the host goes over to shake his hand, and he wants like the full fucking meal deal.
No,
fucking,
you ain't getting it.
And he got none of it.
He ain't getting it.
He was even going for the pull-in and
dude,
shit.
It was awkward.
And it was awkward.
It was dude, and the audience.
T-Pain kind of gave it to him.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then he turned around for Lil Yachty, and Lil Yachty, first of all, didn't even want to be there.
Of course not. He just got paid.
I don't even know if he remembers that he was there. I'm pretty sure he was just fucked out of his tree.
Oh yeah.
And the guy tried it, and it was like the most limp. Fucking
bro, and the audience was like,
oh, it was bad.
There was like 2 rows of people on lawn chairs.
Oh, it was bad.
It was just like, it looked like a really bad beach volleyball set, like some sort of weird. Dude, it was fucking.
The highlight of it though was that there was a round where it was like 1v4 and remaining, and T-Pain was the one. And he almost fucking pulled it off. He got 2 kills or whatever, and he just got caught on this shit, and everyone was losing their minds for that. And then everything else was gong show.
I didn't watch
the rest
any
of it
of
was
that.
Just a gong show.
Yeah.
It's about Lil
I had
Yachty,
to turn it
though,
off after the cringe.
For some reason, the only person that they really cut to microphone to see, like, out of all the players, for some reason, the only one they tended to go to was Lil Yachty, and he was just cursing and fucking swearing up a storm every time he went over there. And I was like, maybe, and he was like dropping N-bombs. So I was like, maybe, choose.
He was dropping N-bombs?
Yeah, I was like, maybe just choose somebody else.
Give it to T-Pain. He knows what he's doing.
T-Pain's like at least wholesome. Just give it to T-Pain.
Yeah.
So that was cringe as fuck. That was Ubisoft. And we're getting there, Jeff. Don't worry. Buckle up.
Right.
Nintendo conference. Nintendo's actually pretty fire. But the reason why Nintendo was fire is because they don't have a console coming next year.
Yeah.
So all they had was a whack of games coming like this year or March.
Yeah.
And they stacked the fuck. Like, I'm not even going to talk about all of them, but the amount of games that they have coming out this year
it's a lot.
and March next year is insane.
It's a lot.
Dragon Quest. And first big thing was Dragon Quest and Banjo-Kazooie coming to Smash Ultimate. We called it Banjo-Kazooie coming to Smash Ultimate. and they trolled the fuck out of people. It was beautiful.
I saw
Did
that.
you see it?
I
Beautiful.
saw it, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful troll.
I saw like reactions to people going crazy over this shit.
That was so funny because the puzzle piece like jingles by, and then I look out and it's just the shadows, and it turns out to be the fucking dog and duck from Duck Hunt.
Yeah, and then there's like
the
Donkey
laugh and
Kong.
everything,
There was
yeah.
like the
well, it was Donkey Kong and Diddy.
Yeah.
right, and it was the same reveal that they had for King DDD or whatever the fuck, and but then again, same troll. This time with the dog, is again trolling them, and then Banjo comes right
out at the screen,
and there you go, Banjo-Kazooie fucking showing up. I followed Grant Kirkhope on Twitter, who's the guy who did all the music for Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah, I follow him
and
too.
he was so fucking jacked to finally be able to say.
But it's Smash Bros.
Well, obviously, but what that tells me is that somewhere what this will do is it will show that there is interest in
I suppose
Banjo-Kazooie.
Imagine if it was like
right?
a real banjo game.
So
then people would be like fucking losing
So
it.
maybe so I think this gives the hope
possible.
that there's something that might be coming. Banjo-Kazooie in the future.
All right.
So we got that. Then Luigi's Mansion 3.
That looked dope.
That looked pretty good.
I saw that.
Gooigi, another meme. But again, they even had like a little multiplayer shout out. We're up to 8 people, which is 4 Luigis and 4 Gooigis, and it's a team-based thing where you're going through the mansion trying to survive as long as you can against the ghosts and everything in the mansion.
Call of Duty, Black Ops Zombies,
but
Ghosts.
Luigi.
Yes.
But the game looked great.
Yeah.
It looked really good. I mentioned I got like phlegm stuck in the back of my nose. When we were younger, and you got Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
We beat that in one sitting. We
Fire.
sat down in the
At
beginning of
your
the
house.
morning.
Yeah,
It was in your house.
Was it in your house?
No, it was your house.
Okay.
You had the
I
captain's
do remember
bed
we
at the
sat.
time.
Oh, that's right, dude. That's right.
Yes. We
Yes,
sat
that's right.
down
One
in
sitting.
the morning.
Yeah.
with
Finished it at night.
and went through all the way
Late.
into the night.
Yeah,
beat it
late.
in one sitting.
Yeah.
Luigi's
I
Mansion
still have that on GameCube. I beat it again on stream like a few years back.
is fire.
Dope game.
Dope game. So we get Luigi's Mansion 3. And then Link's Awakening made another showing, which was the remake of the Link's Awakening, which was the art style that you can't stand. It was in chat again. It was one of those things. I'd say it's a 60-40 split. 60% of people are down for it. 40% of people not down for the art style. But everything else about that game, dude, looks so fucking good. Including they have a dungeon like level maker that when you beat dungeons in the game, you unlock dungeon pieces. And then you can go in and design with a template your own dungeon that you beat, and then you get rewards based on the dungeon that you're creating. And the pieces have to go together. So if like 2 doors don't go together, you're just stuck in a fucking room, and there are still stairs that you can go down to randomly generated hallways and shit. And then you get boss rooms, and you can place rooms with treasure chests.
So
or
it's
other
basically
items.
it's basically like that other game that they have on Steam that everybody loves. That you're going around to endless levels in the dungeons.
Kind of. Yeah. Well, and the question that some people had that I don't know if we have the answer to yet is if you can share your designs with friends or anything just for fun or whatnot. But yeah, you unlock stuff as you play through the main game, and then you can just create that, and you can get
cool.
stuff. It was really
Yeah,
neat.
that's
And it just, other than that, it looks like an honest to God remake of Link's Awakening brought up, to recent times, and I think it's going to do really well. I think it looks pretty sweet. Then we got Trials of Mana. So, just like that sounds like, that is a new game in the Mana franchise, which is, Secret of Mana is the main one that everyone talks about. That's one of the most beloved Japanese RPGs. You probably have Secret of Mana floating around here somewhere.
It's on there. Yeah.
So they have a new one, Trials of Mana 2020, and then they also announced that they have Collection of Mana available right now that they released that day that Nintendo's conference was happening on the eShop. That has the previous games of the Mana
Secret of
franchise in one package.
Cool.
They're also charging $40 for it, which is a bit steep.
It's a hard no for me.
Which is basically they're just emulating. They're not doing any kind of crazy, the English translation, and that's about the show.
It's a hard no.
You get me at $19.99.
$20. Okay, I can 40. I'm sorry.
That's not happening. Don't think so. No. Then they had a Panzer Dragoon reboot that didn't look all that good.
Oh, I
Which
didn't
was
see.
sad.
I didn't see that. So
So Panzer Dragoon and Panzer Dragoon Orta are very games that a lot of people enjoyed back in the day.
Good old GameCube.
Very, very good games. Panzer Dragoon Orta I think was on the Xbox and might have also been on the GameCube as well.
I don't think I have that right now either.
It was and they're just calling it Panzer Dragoon, so it might just be a complete reboot. But it looked like it ran. It didn't even look all that graphically impressive, and it still looked like it was running at about 4 frames a second.
Great.
So, unfortunate. Then we got the thing that everyone has been waiting for years for Nintendo to finally do, Jeff. Another Mario and Sonic Olympics.
Please, no. I don't need that in my life.
Mario and Sonic Olympics.
No thanks.
With rock climbing and other random...
I'm good, thanks so.
Following that, we got... at the very end of this whole thing, they cut to a Breath of the Wild sequel. Not even a DLC, a full-blown sequel to Breath of the Wild. No release date, anything like that. They just said it's in development. They had a big cutscene, a big cinematic for it.
Before we knew that was going to come eventually.
But at the same time, it's surprising because normally in the last few iterations of Zelda, we've gotten one Zelda per console.
Yeah, but this thing is sold like hotcakes.
Well, so the other ones.
And it came out on the first day.
So, I'm still kind of surprised. Now, how long we're going to wait before we get it? Fuck, God only knows.
A while. Not next year.
Probably 2 years.
2022?
Because they have all the assets from Breath of the Wild. So I'm going to guess 2021, 2022.
Probably on the next version of the Switch.
Possible. Although I think that's coming like within the year, probably.
Okay.
The refresh of it. Either way, I'd say we're about 2 years out from that. But yeah, lots of people obviously very excited about that if they're big fans of which there were many.
Yep.
Big fans of that. And that was that. Oh, they showed a bunch more Sword and Shield. So we'll just briefly go over that. We saw more. It is definitely open world field and stuff. Looked great. Flying Pokemon are actually in the goddamn air now. They're not like flying 2 feet off the ground. They're actually in the air. You have to whistle like to attract their attention to get them to come down to you and actually fight them. It's a mixture of random encounters and actually seeing Pokemon out in the fields that you're walking around in. It's affected by stuff like weather, so weather will affect what Pokemon show up as well as time of day. They have the Dynamax thing you saw last week where they get really huge, whatever.
The big things,
and they've turned that into like raid boss kind of deals where you can have friends jump in with you. I think it was 3. I can't remember if it was 3 or 4. Either way, to fight these big Dynamax battles together. And then everyone has a chance to catch the Pokemon at the end, but it's in order. I don't know how they choose the order, but if let's say the first person throws a Pokeball and the guy breaks out, your next teammate throw a ball. So
everybody
on and so
gets
forth.
a chance.
But if the first one throws and it catches, everyone else get fucked.
Rip. It just means you got to it means you got to help each other get the Pokemon,
and then everyone else gets rewards and stuff for it. But that's how that kind of plays out by the looks of it. They're bringing back the bicycle. They're bringing back fishing. And those kind of aspects. And then they showed a big gym battle thing in the arena, and it just looked dope. You saw it in the trailer before. The game looks really good. It's going to be fire.
They keep this up, I'm going to get Pokemon'd out.
Yeah.
I'm getting there's so much Pokemon going on right now.
Oh, this is the only real Pokemon one that I'm actually interested in.
Fucking slow up the fun bus.
So the thing that everyone's complaining about right now, or a lot of people are complaining about right now, and this is the dumbest complaint that I've heard in a long time, there's like 800 or 900 Pokemon. They're complaining about the fact that this game doesn't have all 800 or 900 Pokemon.
Why the fuck would you even want that many goddamn Pokemon
Because
anyway?
of the competitive scene. The competitive scene have already grinded out a whole bunch of other Pokemon in the other games they bring in through like Pokemon Bank and all the associated Pokemon Home, the new service they've got now. And so they just want to keep their shit because it takes forever to grind out a new Pokemon to use in competitive.
Cool.
That was my reaction to that was suck it the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is a complete new on console, not handheld, no reusable real assets, anything build up, and you want them to try and get 800 or 900 goddamn Pokemon in this game? Shut the fuck up. Just take it. This is the first Pokemon game in pretty much, I think the way that I put it, this is the first Pokemon game since I first looked at a pair of tits and said, yeah, those are nice. So that we've had any kind of real, honest to God, major leap in the gameplay. That's how long it's been.
It's been a while.
It was a revelation when you could jump.
Yeah.
In Pokemon.
Yeah.
And now we're getting open, areaed, honest to God Pokemon with real mechanic changes. And your complaint is, oh, there's only like
we're getting
a
the
few
Legend
hundred,
of Zelda Pokemon Edition.
There's only a few hundred Pokemon. What the fuck is wrong with you? People are weird, man. That was Nintendo. I'll leave that stuff for last there. The other game that I didn't mention because we didn't talk about EA, nothing happened at EA other than Jedi Fallen Order, and the only thing we saw there was more trailer stuff or more combat. it basically looks like what was the Star Wars game that was just it looked exactly like this. Fuck, what was it called? It was on the 360, the PS3.
Knights of the Old Republic?
No. This was like an actual the action game where you played as Darth Vader's like apprentice. Fucking
The 360?
yeah, Jesus, how my brain is failing me right now.
I don't know. I don't think I even have it.
Star Wars Force Unleashed.
There you go. Force Unleashed. That's
It looks basically exactly the same as Force Unleashed.
Okay. Great. Don't care.
That's literally all I have to say about Fallen Order. Is it looks exactly like the Force Unleashed. I have zero hype for it. Maybe it turns out to be good, but right now it has not shown me anything that I could possibly get excited about. Yooka-Laylee is getting a sequel of sorts. It's called Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair.
Bro, I haven't eaten since noon. I'm gonna pass out pretty fucking soon.
I got you.
I'm not even just saying that to be a dick.
We're almost there.
I've been up since 6 o'clock in the morning.
We're almost there.
I've had a sandwich at noon.
It's E3. We're almost there.
It's 7:30 p.m.
I know. We're almost
We've
there.
even started late.
Yeah. We're almost
We're
there.
probably pushing 4 hours on this goddamn podcast.
No,
I'm gonna
my God.
die.
No, you're okay. We're almost there. We're almost there. It's a 2D side-scroller platformer. Google Stadia announced the recommended 4K speeds, which means that to play 4K in Stadia after 65 hours of gameplay, that is 1 terabyte of data. Good luck, people with data caps. Get fucked. Good luck. And then the only other piece of news there before AMD's really quick, I only have one thing to say about AMD basically, is that Nintendo announced that the reason for Animal Crossing's delay, which they announced at their E3 conference, was to give to put more emphasis on their developers' health. And as soon as that happened, shareholders shit the bed and they tanked the price 3% on stock market for $1 billion in loss because Nintendo said that they want to give their developers a break.
Get fucked.
AMD had their own conference. The only thing that we heard here that wasn't at Computex was they did announce the 16-core, 32-thread part that every streamer on Earth is going to buy. It's going to be $749 US, which is still $500 less than Intel's 12-core chip. So that's looking good. The graphics card looks like fucking whatever. They compared it to the 2070 and the 2060 line for $50 less than those two cards. That performs as good or better, and that was AMD. Also, they asked a lot, "Are you excited?" Like every 5 seconds in the fucking conference, and it was terrible, and I wanted to kill myself.
Pumped.
I'm a little excited about it because the 3950X for $749 is
a
like
deal.
a single PC stream,
It's a
1080p 60, slow preset, and crush all your games.
It's a deal.
Also, Thunderbolt,
When does that come out?
September.
Do you mean I gotta wait till September to build this damn PC?
You could technically build like a 3900X and get 12-core 24-thread, and that's still going to be really good.
with Thunderbolt?
I think they all, yeah, it's the same because it's the same platform. This isn't like a big chip model. It's still, so the same small chip
Yeah.
size. So you can get 12 core, but they have the same chip size, 16 cores, 32 threads.
Yeah. For how much? My firstborn son?
$749.
That's a
Again, Intel's 12 core is $1,100.
That's a big difference.
Dude, $749 for 16 cores, 32 threads is fucking dirt cheap. Like crazy dirt cheap. And the fact that it's going to be able to do all the shit that you, like as a streamer, I'm not lying to you. Play any game you want, 4K, live stream 1080p, 60 frames a second, slow preset. And it will not break a sweat.
That's actually pretty impressive.
With
for the
Thunderbolt.
price.
Thunderbolt.
Damn.
First time AMD's got Thunderbolt on board. Not every motherboard, but they have like
certain ones.
ASRock has I think 2 or 3, including an M-ATX
I know you
board.
can buy an ASRock right now for that has Thunderbolt, but it's fucking hella expensive.
Yeah, but these ones won't. That's not adding like huge amount of cost to it. But you need if you're running the 16 core one, you're going to need the beefy 570 board. So you're not going to get the fucking if you can't do the 16 core and then go buy the entry level 570 board. It's not going to fucking pull.
Yeah,
it's weight. You're going to need to spend some money on it.
It's like going to an all-you-can-eat buffet for sushi and getting California rolls.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. You're wasting your time.
Yes.
You're not going to get the full experience. But no joke,
all
dude.
the nigiri.
And that 16 core, same 105 watts as the 12 core.
Damn.
I don't even know how that's fucking possible. I actually don't
It's
even
the future.
I don't know how that's possible.
It's the future.
They fucking figured it out. The goddamn wizards. So that's exciting. It's something to get excited about.
That's
for
actually
content,
something to get excited
for content
about.
creators.
That's actually something to get.
That's
You got me there, Adam.
it's massive.
You got me there.
And that was E3.
Huh?
That was E3 2019.
Holy shit, we made it.
We made it through, and that was like 70% of E3.
Yeah.
But honestly, with no Sony, it was whatever. There wasn't anything from there, obviously. And yeah, there's lots more, but everyone's probably already locked into it. But that's the major stuff anyway. That's the really, That's
I
the
mean,
really
we don't
big
need to
stuff.
go. We don't need to go. Every
No.
minute detail.
Minute detail, but that's the major stuff.
All right.
That's it's looking real good out there. There's some good stuff there. Not as busy of an E3 as years past, but next year is going to be the bonkers one. Next year is going to be
It's the consoles.
it's the Thunderdome next year.
Yes.
That's the one to watch next year.
Well, of course.
Buckle the fuck up for that
Well,
one.
it's going to be a fight too, and who doesn't like a good fight?
Oh, it's going to be slugging it out.
It's going to be great.
How does Xbox though? How does Xbox top Keanu Reeves coming on stage?
Well, you bring him out again.
He's the one that reveals the console.
Yeah. Here you go. This is it.
It was like when they had Dwayne the Rock Johnson back in the day releasing like the original Xbox.
Oh, dude. Oh, that's right. He did do that.
Yes.
Dude, fuck. I remember there's funny ass commercials on YouTube. You can
Yes.
go rewatch that
oh, it's
shit.
cringe as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad. But yeah. So there you have it. There's no movies and TV, which means we skip right into Jeff. You can give him a little plug. While
Tech support.
Tech support. Give him a plug.
Fucking patreon.com/legtv. I apologize, guys. I'm literally at one point I was like, I think I'm gonna pass out live on the stream. I need to drink water. I need to drink water.
Well, you got something in front of you can drink.
I didn't think that through when I mean
Probably should have had a little snack before we started this.
probably at least a granola bar or something.
Yeah, something.
Just
little
something
to
light.
carry, a little something light. All right, let's get into the comments here real quick. If Patreon wants to load it, there we go.
Hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Smash it.
Hit it.
Smashed it. Shady asks, has anyone in real life ever recognized you and asked you if you're a Twitch streamer? How are those moments awkward or really fun?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah. It does. I mean, Halifax is not a particularly big place.
No,
So anyone who's from Halifax who knows who we are, if they spot us,
they'll say something. They'll say what's up.
They'll say something. I've also had people that won't come up to me, but then they'll message me later on and be like, I saw you here, but I didn't want to bother you or whatever kind of thing. Which
I go to the
you know,
movie theater all the time, and there's like 4 or 5 people that watch my stream.
Yeah.
That work at the theater.
Yeah, exactly.
So they always say say what's up and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
And yeah, there's been several people that ask me like if I do YouTube or if I do this or do that.
Yeah.
You know, I've dipped my hands into so many different communities, like to so many different games that I'll get people that are like, oh, I used to watch when you played League, or I
Yeah.
used to watch when you played RuneScape, or oh, I love to win cheese fails or whatever. So just random shit like that.
I've
But-
even gotten recognized for just like the charity stuff that we did in Halifax for like events and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. Stuff
yeah,
like
the
that
university
too.
stuff, yeah.
the university stuff.
I mean, Halifax is only so big, like you said.
Again,
You know,
like,
I get a lot now for my car. Like a ton of people know, like they
Like
see
the
the
car-
car
the
and they
car
know,
stuff.
yeah.
Like I've even got like the most obscure place I got recognized was when I went to the new library downtown, and I was like outside the library, and somebody like came up to me. It was like, "Hey,"
What's up?
and like wanted to like have a little chit chat and get signed something signed. I was like, the last place I would expect is outside the
library.
fucking library.
You don't go to library, do you, gamer? Should be in the house playing games.
Yeah. Wrong type of nerd, bro. I mean, I don't find it awkward or anything like that. Most of the time, it's just people coming up saying hi. It's not, it's whatever. I'm not bothered by it. The only time I'd be bothered by it is like if I was doing something where, you really don't want to be bothered. Like you're eating dinner. You're at a restaurant or something.
Dude, I don't give a fuck about, like, I would care about that, but
Otherwise, it's whatever.
otherwise, I don't give a fuck. Come on,
No.
say what's up, dude.
Yeah.
I don't bite.
Rakio asks, since there's quite a few of them announced during E3, and he's not wrong, why do you think Japanese RPGs are so stylistically different from the Western ones? I think that's just culturally where you're coming from, right? I mean, Japan is if you think about Japan's development in general and why Japan is so wildly, or it's becoming less so now because the world's like so fucking globalized, but like, Japan literally went almost untouched from any other outside culture for like longer than almost any other culture on Earth because they were an island and the water around the island, fucking wild. So it took a while before anyone actually interacted with them in any major culturally impactful way. And so they really held on to their culture longer than a lot of other cultures did. and they develop very independently. And so that's spun directly into Japanese RPGs, where you're seeing a huge difference between.
Please keep them the way
East and
they
West.
are, because
Yes.
I don't want it to become the same as what we're used to.
Exactly.
That's what makes JRPGs, in my opinion. Don't fuck with that formula.
Yeah.
Ever.
Mark Fury asking, Adam, have you ever punched any babies in a fit of poorly played basketball rage? No, but I thought about it. Toronto, I actually got angry watching that game. And the next one's tonight. Next game's tonight.
I know.
And I hope they lose. Because if we're going to win, it better be at home. If we're going to win the championship.
That reminds me, I kind of want to eat some fucking...
You got some time. I don't think it's till 9 or 10.
Okay.
But yeah, that was absolutely terrible. Favorite ice cream flavor, Jeff? Comes in from Will.
I'm gonna go with like orange, like orange that tastes like the creamsicle. It's almost like
as in the bar, not like an actual scoopable ice cream.
Yeah.
Really, they have that?
Oh yeah, it's like almost like orange mag. I hear my Kayla. What is the name of that orange ice cream that I like?
The orange creamsicles?
Yeah, like the orange ice cream. You can get it. We get it at like the sushi place and shit. You bring me a
creamsicle,
granola
but-
bar. Come here, son.
Creamsicle, but ice cream form.
Oh my god, you guys want to see my boy?
Ah.
Oh my god, what you do?
He cut his nose with his nail.
Oh no, did you cut your nose with your nail? You need to get
Oh.
trimmed. Didn't you just get trimmed?
He did. I just cut
Oh
him
my
a few days
God.
Oh, they're
Hey.
probably still a little rough.
You guys
want
to see my
They're
boy?
just like razor sharp.
Yeah.
What you do? Let me see.
Thank
Hey.
you.
Oh, let's probably.
That's probably why you're grumpy.
No, he's really
Oh
tired.
my
Oh,
boy.
tired.
Hey, you want to go cry in front of the camera? This is a thumbnail.
Usually he sleeps till like 6 o'clock, 6:30.
Oh, but he's not
Been up
sleep.
since 5:30.
Oh no.
I know.
He's ready for bed.
Oh, so
It's a
tired.
little too early.
So tired and
know,
grumpy, buddy.
I know.
No, his poor little nose.
So grumpy, and now you got a little bit of a nick on the nose.
Oh my.
I know he clipped himself good.
I know.
Oh,
Hey.
I just want to sleep,
What's going
Dad.
on? I know. Can you say hi?
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
I know. It's just, I know it's tough.
Wait until you pay taxes.
I know it's rough. Oh, my boy. All right, here you
I
go.
cry too when I have to pay taxes.
There you
Just
go.
wait for that one.
Bye-bye.
It's coming.
Bye-bye.
I
Thank you. I'm literally dying.
I was watching the podcast.
Okay. Literally dying down here. Thank you.
Bless you. Whoa, careful.
Will you knock my camera?
No, we're good.
Okay.
You're good. Bye. Let's see. Mark asks, in those moments when you're on the edge of monstrous rage or severe depression, what is your calming mantra or trick to try and calm yourself down from the onslaught of world dipshittery?
I honestly don't have an answer for that.
It depends on what's getting me at the time and my mood. So some things will calm me down based on what's pissed me off or what's like got me bummed out. So a lot of times if I'm particularly upset, I just need to be left alone to do whatever. I need to turn my brain off, so I'll go do anything. I'll watch anything. It's whatever just gets me to be able to zone the fuck out for like 20, 30 minutes. But I need to literally be left alone. I don't need somebody to
probably
ask
with
me.
you. Yeah.
I don't
Are
need
you
somebody to
okay?
ask
What's
me, are you
wrong?
okay? What's wrong?
Yeah.
That makes it worse.
Yeah.
I just need you to leave me alone. I'll figure it out, and then I'll be right back.
You literally just nailed like how I am.
and
too.
then I'm good. And
I
that's
go for a drive. I'll just fucking sit down here and literally melt my brain.
yeah.
Have a fight with my mind,
Yeah. And then just sort
and
it
then
out.
I'm just fine.
But the more that somebody's around me and hovering, or you know, which I get is like all good intentions.
Yeah.
But it doesn't help. Makes it worse, and it takes it longer for me to
Yeah.
come down off of whatever it is that's got me angry. And then other than that, it's music if I'm like in a really bummed out mood, sometimes I need music to change my mood. So I'll go and find something that is like the opposite of whatever mood I'm in to try and get me, back out of it or whatever. And that's it, really. That's it. But the majority of it is just leave me alone to figure it out. And when I'm ready to go, like maybe I need to vent, I just need somebody to not talk and just sit there. And then you don't even have to listen to me. You don't have to pay attention to the words coming out of my mouth. Look at me and go, yes, I agree.
Adam, one day when you get married, you're gonna do that a lot.
Oh, you do that even before you're married.
On the other side, you're just gonna go.
You do this. You have a girlfriend. You do that in the first week.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes, dear.
Yes.
And
Yes.
they do it with you.
Yes.
It's a two-way street.
It is a two-way street. I'm going to tell you right now.
It's a two-way street.
That street over there, you're on that street a lot more than that street, but you just go with it, right?
Last question comes in from Mexbic. Says, do you guys care about watches? If yes, what kind? Smartwatch, quartz watch, mechanical, which brands, etc.
Yeah, I like watches.
You like watches?
I like watches. I won't get into my watches, but I like watches. I want an Omega. I want an Omega really bad. Specifically the 007 the 007 Skyfall. Yeah, 007 Skyfall edition. I really want that. But yeah, that's pretty much a dream watch of mine. They don't make them anymore. It was like a limited run.
Okay.
You can buy them pretty much. You can buy them brand new, but you're paying way too much money. But that's if I had to pick a dream watch, that would be my go-to right now.
I used to wear a watch every day. And when I stopped, it took forever for me to, I felt naked when I didn't have the watch on. But I was never one that I needed some, I wasn't a guy, there are guys that are watches or like shoes, where you have 9 watches.
Yeah.
For every occasion. I was never that. I had 3 watches in total. I had a leather strap standard watch for just everyday wear that would kind of go with whatever I was wearing casual. And then I had 2 Esquire watches that were, one was silver, and one was gold, and that was what I wore when I was in suits going to the office, and I needed something that was dressed.
Yeah.
And then I wear gold or silver based on the color of my suit.
Yeah, you had one really nice watch. I think you got it as a gift, right?
One of my Esquires was a gift.
I think that was it the silver one?
The gold one was a gift.
Oh, okay.
And that one was the one that got stolen when the house got broken into.
Oh, fuck.
That was like a $700 or $800 watch.
Rip.
And then the silver one was like 4 or 5 or whatever. And I bought that one when I got the job, and I had to wear suits every day, so I had to have different jacket colors and shit. And gold doesn't go with absolutely everything.
No.
So I needed silver to go with some of the other stuff. So I bought it, and it was also Esquire. It was on sale at the time or whatever. But I stopped wearing them. Honestly, watches make me self-conscious about my wrists. I have really small wrists.
The fuck, Adam?
And
I don't look at you and go.
Nobody does, but it's a thing. That's like people are like, my nose is big, or my ears are like, don't like my smile or whatever. Nobody else notices that shit, but it's like your thing, right? So for me, my wrists are.
I can tell you this, Adam.
Thing.
Out of the entire time that I've known you, which has been probably 17, 18 years now.
It's actually 19 years.
19 years.
Yeah.
I've never once looked at you and said, "You have awfully." Tiny wrists.
And again, nobody
literally,
does.
it's never even crossed my mind. All
But
right,
it-
so
but
don't feel subconscious about that.
That's just always been my thing.
I've thought you have really long legs.
Well, I do.
Yeah, but
That's-
the wrist,
Yeah.
no.
And I've never been
You're
like, chicken legs is fucking whatever. That never really bothered me all that much. My legs are literally like fucking 4.5, 5 feet long. I can't escape that. It's just fucking genetics. The same with my wrists, but I was never worried about my legs, but my wrists always fucking bothered me. And so when I had watches on, I'm a tall dude. I'm 6'6", and even when I was like in the gym, whatever, my wrists are still small. So for my wrist size, the size of a watch that I could get away with that would look more in proportion with the rest of me was always seemed like it was too big for my wrist.
Gotcha.
And it just fucking all I could think of the whole time I was wearing a watch was just like it just bothered
The watch,
me.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna go and start getting some watches again because I kind of miss having a watch on. Again, like I felt naked forever.
Dude, I just wear my Fitbit. I literally out of
I'm
all,
not a
out of all my
smartwatch guy.
watches, I literally it's my Versa Fitbit. That's the only thing you'll see unless it's special occasions or business meetings or whatever. That's the only time I will ever wear any other watches. We both got a Yorwood watch as well, right? You still have that one?
Yeah, I do, but it's broken.
Ooh.
And it was broken back when we were still actively working with him.
Oh.
And I just always forgot. He even knew about it. Jansoon always knew about it. I just forgot to
send it back or
send
whatever?
it back. Because what happened was I was in Walmart. It was when I was oh my God. It was when I was moving, I think, at the time or some shit. And I was picking up like a standing mirror or something. And in Walmart, it was in Walmart out in Bears Lake. And in that Walmart, they have those
Cages?
well,
They
not
hold the balls?
No, not the cage. No, they do have those. But the pillars that are in the store holding the fucking roof up,
Oh, yeah.
some of them are right in the aisle next to the fucking like shelving.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right?
You got to like fucking scoot around
Like you're
it.
scooting around it. So
Yeah.
I put this thing in my cart, and when I went to back out with the cart, my watch clipped the the pillar.
Rip.
And it snapped at the connection next to the face of the watch.
Damn.
It bent the metal pins, and when it came out, it's a
wood watch.
It's spring loaded. The wood was fine, but it's spring loaded, so the metal bent. And the clip, and then it popped out, and then the spring shot it out, and I couldn't find it on the floor. It would have been bent anyway. I wouldn't have been able to use it.
Yeah.
So the watch is fine, but it's like I can't clip it onto anything on my wrist because it's off the. It has to be repaired. So I could probably take that into a watch shop and have it fixed anyway. But yeah, I still have my Yord watch. But Dad's getting big into watches now.
Oh, is he?
That's Dad's
Okay.
latest thing, and I think he's getting it from my Uncle John. John's a big watch guy. He's got like fucking 15 watches or something.
Damn.
And so Danny boy's starting to get into the watch game. But Dad dresses better than I do. I'm really gonna fucking step my game up.
I absolutely love watches, man. It's like it's
It's a dangerous thing to get into because that shit's expensive. Like you can do well if you hover in between the $200 to $800 range. You can do a really well in that. But a lot of the watches that when you get into collecting watches, you go into the $1,500 to $5,000 real quick.
Oh yeah, and then above.
And above for the big boy names, and you really get into like the stupid fucking whatever. But yeah, that's definitely. I definitely like to get back into some watches. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen, we survived. Jeff got a granola bar just in
I'm
time.
already feeling better.
You got your blood sugar coming right back up.
Just like that. I had a granola bar. Got I don't know how much protein in this thing, but I got a little bit.
And more fiber than protein in that
A
thing.
lot of fiber in this.
Yeah.
A little bit of calories, nothing major. I'm probably only consumed maybe 1,000 calories today.
I didn't even answer what my favorite ice cream flavor was because Kai came in the room. I guess I'll do that before we go. My ice cream flavor, honestly, I'm a simple man. I've got two. I've got vanilla. I'll just eat a bowl of vanilla ice cream and not give a fuck. But if I'm getting like a cone, like if I was still able to eat it when I can't, and I was at Cow's, mint chocolate chip.
Ugh, I can't stand mint in my ice cream.
Mint
bruh.
chocolate chip.
Nah.
So the green.
I
mint
know what you're
chocolate.
talking
Because
about.
there is peppermint, which I don't like in ice cream.
I just don't like
But the fake mint flavor, for whatever reason, mint chocolate chip, it just
I'm the-
I don't mind
I'm
it.
the orange creamsicle type dude. It's almost like an orange mango. I just love me some chocolate. Like if I'm just being honest, like just straight up chocolate ice cream. If I had to eat one ice cream, if it was like, all right, Jeff, you get one ice cream for the rest of your life. It means you can't taste test any other ice cream. It has to be this one. Every day, all day vanilla. That's it.
That's it. Just give me vanilla.
Just give me vanilla. You can't. Vanilla goes with pie. Vanilla goes great by itself. Vanilla is king. Period.
Yeah.
Period. There's no better ice cream than
But it
vanilla.
has to be real vanilla.
like good vanilla, and not like shitty fucking, like McDonald's ice cream vanilla
Yeah.
or like, some other
Real, honest to God, vanilla bean,
real ice cream.
That's
the
just
goat.
the show.
Period.
Yeah.
But if I'm treating myself, give me some of that orange mango or old school bubble gum.
you're gonna harp on me.
I
for
know,
mint
but hey,
chocolate chip. You're gonna drop
It's
bubble
part of my
gum on my
childhood,
ass.
bro.
My childhood thing. My weird childhood flavor was
Orange sherbet. That's it right there.
orange sherbet.
That's it. That's the
Oh,
one
there
I
you
like.
go.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
one. That's the one. Orange sherbet.
My weird flavor growing up was fuck, what was it? Like cotton candy or some shit. It was like pink.
Oh, cotton candy.
Yeah, I think it was just cotton
It's
candy.
cotton
or
candy.
whatever.
It's
yeah.
literally it's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that was. I think
delicious.
that was my weird when I was a kid. You know, couldn't possibly get enough sugar into my body.
Just give me cotton candy.
Cotton candy.
If I can't eat it at the theater, give me it in a scoop.
Exactly. Just give me that flavor. Any
In an
way you
ice cream.
can.
Yes. Literally. Give me it in anything.
Inject it into my veins. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for another Technical Alpha podcast. We made it to the end. That is E3 2019.
Boom.
Again, if you want a little bit more, but still kind of like high level recap, all that stuff's on the RSS feeds. I did them as the shows were going on. And then also, you can check out twitch.tv/Novor if you want my live reactions. Jeff did it as well on his.
Moon mist.
Moon Mist. I can't fucks with Moon Mist. A lot of people do. I can't do it.
You know what I fucks with the most? The Dickie D, the ghost.
Oh,
Remember that with the two eyes with the bubble,
gumballs.
the gumball eyes? You used to fucking eat them shits out.
You know what mine was for that at Dickie D though? The pink one that had pop rocks in the. in the
Oh, that shit was fire. That shit was so dope, bro.
It was like strawberry shortcake, but the outside was that
the
pop, rocks coating.
It's just like fucking just you hear it all in your mouth.
That's the Catalina fucking wine mixer of Dickie D ice cream, bro.
Boom. That's the show.
One last fun fact before we go, since it's Dickie D, the place that I worked in when I left university, the diamond shop.
Yeah.
Okay. So I had to pack all the online orders and ship all that stuff out. And what I discovered when I went down there for the first time is that where they are now, or like where their head office is, in the basement where they use for their shipping, is the old, it's still on the wall. It was the old warehouse for Dickie D ice cream. Dickie D's still painted on the wall. It was pretty wild. Walking in there, I was
That's dope.
like, "Oh my god, Dickie!"
How dope would it have been
D.
if there was just like graveyard full of Dickie D machines, or like all those like things down there? Just
like the ice cream
dude,
cart?
you know how dope it would be if we could buy one of those and just have it like just
As a
on lock?
prop?
Dude, like have the boys over for UFC night. All our beers are in there, using that as like the fucking cooler.
Shit,
You're
yes.
and we're going down to the fucking lake, and you just ding, 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 and you just fucking going down on that shit. It's just filled with beer and awesome.
Dickie D was the fire, bro. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen,
Boom.
that was
That's it.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much. Hit the
thank
like
you, guys.
button, the bell icon, everything else. Bless you. Keep spreading the word about Technical Alpha. You guys have been doing big things, helping us grow here, and we appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week, same time. And until we do, peace.